Yo, what's up, dudes? How are y'all? Terminated, what's your video? Yo, what's good? How are y'all? America should send Israel the bill for the... Bro, really? Like, hey, by the way, hey, by the way, Israel, that shit wasn't free. You know what I'm saying? So, anytime you want a direct deposit into our account, feel free. I mean, I'm just saying, because, well, we really do be helping a lot of people and then get fuck all in return, right? It's crazy. The only thing we get in return is people say, thank you, America, and they say thanks on Twitter. And it does fuck all. Pay us for our services. We didn't have to help you, but we did. And chances are you were never going to ask for our help to begin with. Had we not done anything, you'd still be struggling. So it's like the movie Armageddon, remember, where they get tasked to save the world by destroying this asteroid, and the one skinny guy, what's his name? Oh, he's a funny actor. He's like, hello, yeah, I hate to sound like the materialistic weasel out of the bunch, but we gonna get hazard pay for this? So, yeah, give us something. Fuck, dude. Otherwise, we could have used that ordinance for a different country with brown people in it. So, Israel, you're gonna need some compensation for that ordinance we dropped on your behalf. Just saying. New Fat Files video. Let's go ahead and start it right now, bro, because... Oh, it's a Fat Files? That means it's not 4.5 hours, I think. Fat Files? Oh, shit. Vince is somewhere right now mad as fuck. Probably. Let's find out. Nope. Gladly do a Fat Files. That means it's not an hour and 7 minutes. It's good. Watch it be an hour and 7 minutes. Oh no! See, look right here. Normal. I'm down. 22 minutes. That's what I'm fucking talking about, Terminated. You're the shit. The best pizza place you've never had? We're gonna watch that too. I gotta find out. Casey's? Looks like a gas station. To the equivalent of, like, Love's. I wouldn't say Buc-ee's because Buc-ee's is huge. I don't think anything compares to Buc-ee's, but... yeah, we'll watch that. Yo, people really be sleeping on gas station pizza. I know that it's easy to, like, turn your nose up at it. Like, ugh, no, gas station pizza. What are you talking about? Are you hot? And dude, I'm be honest. Like, sometimes I see the pizza at the gas station, and it's like, it looks like it's been sitting there for, like, I don't know, 7.5 hours. But You got those couple of places, bro, that they do pizza good, man. They do. But just gas station pizza in general gets a bad rap because it's gas station. Not really. That's like fucking convenience, man. It's not really meant for the utmost quality. For the most part, I can't read chat at the moment. I'm sorry. I gotta put my glasses on. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to get like really, really close to the computer. So hold on. I could read it if I had it up on my other computer. Hold on. Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, we're doing those. We're doing all that stuff. We're doing Stormtrooper AI videos today. We're doing Bigfoot AI videos today. There's gonna be a lot of AI videos that we're watching today. We're gonna finish up watching shit out of the watch later that we didn't finish on the last stream. And yeah, good old Chuck E. Cheese. I haven't really, dude, interestingly enough, my niece is like not all that, she doesn't go all that ape shit over Chuck E. Cheese like I did when I was a kid. Bro, maybe it's just a boy thing. I don't know. How do you ladies feel about Chuck E. Cheese? How did y'all feel about Chuck E. Cheese when y'all were younger? My niece really does not give a shit. And she does not care about it in the same way that I cared about it when I was a kid. That place, like, I remember once upon a time, I asked my mom if I could live with the rat. I asked her if I could stay with him. She's like, no, sweetie. He's got to go home. I'm like, but he lives right here. What do you mean? We got all these toys. We got pizza for life. Let me just live here for a little bit. Come on. Just like staying at Jared's house, but I'm here. Obviously, at the time, I didn't understand the legal ramifications of that. Obviously. But she only fucks with it. I've only been a handful of times. Y'all, dude, I used to go ape shit with my parents to take me to Chuck E. Cheese. It was either they took me, I used to beg them to take me there, and there really wasn't very many places like there is now. Like, what's that place with all the trampolines that kids go to? Hey, there was none of that whenever I was younger. So we had Chuck E. Cheese, and then we had a skate rink, which really I was only relevant on the weekends and shit like that, but you could go to Chuck E. Cheese any goddamn day. And then this place called Hollywood Connections. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of that place, or if y'all have it in your town or where you grew up in. But where I grew up in, there was this place called Hollywood Connections, which was like this big complex. It was this really big building that had a movie theater. It had a skating rink. It had putt-putt. It had rock climbing. It had laser tag. It had an arcade. I mean, if you think about it, this place had it. And if you were a kid, dog, this was the place to be. It even had a place in the very back of the building called The Back Door, which was essentially like a nightclub, if you will, for people of the ages of like 16 through 18. This was essentially like, I don't know, man, like the junior varsity type bar before you hit 18 and 21 and you graduated to real bars, right? And they played music, and it was just a whole bunch of people dancing and stuff like that. It was kind of like a club. I was never old enough to get in, ever. And then by the time I was old enough to get in, the place was irrelevant. You were kind of lame for going there. And so that was fun. But yeah, that place was fantastic. It still exists, but you know, I think the only thing I would do if I went there today is play putt-putt, but I have no one to play putt-putt with, and I'm not that sad of an individual to where I'm willing to go play putt-putt by myself. So, yeah. Mind you, I will go watch a movie by myself. I'll go eat at a restaurant by myself. But something about playing putt-putt by myself just seems so pathetic to me. Like, if I'm not doing that with, at the very least, a buddy? Or a significant other, man, what the fuck am I doing with putt-putt? Doing that shit by myself? Shoemaker, what's good? Mini golf, sure, yeah. Some people call it, I call it putt-putt. Mini golf, yeah. Yeah. I can't just go play mini golf. There's a lot of things I can do on my own. I can't play mini golf by myself. That's just embarrassing. If I'm gonna go play mini golf by myself, I'd rather go to the driving range. I don't play golf. I don't like golf. I don't even do it for a hobby or for fun. But if I was gonna do anything golf related by my lonesome, it would be the driving range. Or what are those places that are like just driving ranges? They're fun for that's like they have games and shit. You can what's it called? I've been to some of those before and they were fun. Do I like golf? Not really, but I'll get in there and hit the shit out of a ball as far as I can, right? I'll do that by myself, but actual putt, I gotta have a friend. Or another person. Putt is a sport. You need an opponent. Not even an opponent. I just need a friend, a buddy. Kind of like I don't even like to go to the gym by myself. I get so bored. I need a buddy. I need a friend. I need like another human being there with me to do this action. Otherwise, I just feel sad and pathetic and like it, but it's different for movies, right? I'm sitting in an auditorium by myself. It's dark. I don't care. I'll go eat places by myself too. But something about the action of just mini golf itself on my own, I can't do that. Ryan, thank you so much for becoming a member, dog. I appreciate it. You're fantastic. Playing mini golf by yourself, who do you trash talk? That's another good point. Like, because putt is so unserious, mini golf is so unserious that trash talking is like guaranteed, and it is welcomed. Like, damn, dude, you were 2 feet away. How bad are you? That's insane. Oh, all right. This is by Fat Electrician. How to Be an Electrician, and that's so funny that I made the title what it is. Okay. Mr. Sneaky Clean. I hope that's not what you're doing. I hope you're doing one or the other and not both. You know? And let it be known that if you do go to jail and police find this stream, I did try to say it was a bad idea. Oh! Okay, then never mind. Driving range and drinking. Yeah, I've done that, actually. Yeah. Back when I did drink, I had a buddy invite me. And I went, and we drank, and we just hit golf balls. Like, dude, if you invite me to the driving range, I'll go. But if you invite me to actually play golf, the answer is no. I'm not doing that. There's a difference. I enjoy one. I cannot stand the other. Okay? Kind of like some of you will go to a batting cage for shits and gigs, but you don't actually want to play baseball. You don't want to get out there and quite possibly get hit by a wild pitch or get hit in the face. That's why you go to the range. That's why you go to the fucking batting cage. The ball's right down the middle every time, right? You ain't actually trying to put yourself at risk. But that's how I feel about golf. I don't actually want to play the game. I just want to try to hit the ball as far as I can. When HR takes the lead, growth happens. Really? Are we talking about human resources? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, we're not gonna.
It's always fun starting a YouTube video when you just know it's gonna upset a lot of people. Today we're talking about how to become an...
I know exactly how that feels. I know that feeling. Like, right when you hit publish, you're just like, oh man, I know it. I know they're gonna be fucking salty. Let's see. How to become an electrician. Trade school is a scam. All right. I think actual college is still more of a scam than trade school. Because in trade school, I I've never been for any one trade, but I feel like you're actively learning something there. Whereas I'm sorry, but if you go to college for culinary arts, I don't really think you learned anything. So, but anyways, the takeaway for trade school I feel is just better than the takeaway from any other fucking.
Electrician, and why any community college or tech school or trade school that tries to get you to go to their program for 2 years to get a certificate or a diploma so that you can become an electrician is more or less a scam.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
And just so we're clear, I am a journeyman electrician. I have been for the past 5 years. The 5 years before that, I was a helper and an apprentice, so I've been doing this for 10 years. Since starting this whole YouTube thing I got going on, I've gotten thousands of emails from high school kids that want to figure out how to become an electrician and veterans that are leaving the military that want to transition over into the electrical field. And this is everything I tell them and everything I wish somebody told me when I was first trying to figure out how to become an electrician. Because if you get on the internet and
This is what you wanted me to watch, right, Terminated? You said the most recent Fat Files, right? Because I'm kind of like, to be honest, I'm kind of interested in the one he did, like, kind of more interested in the last one than this one, but yo, John with 5, what do you think of this? Iran says they're closing the Strait of Hormuz. I'm not sure how they plan on enforcing that. I'm assuming that that strait is used by American vessels. I mean, there is a way to enforce it, but it's going to require a tax on whoever uses that strait. Right? I guess. I didn't even know the Strait of Hormuz existed till right now, Jonathan, so sorry if I can't be more specific on what you're saying, but I really appreciate the 5.
Google how to become an electrician, it's very confusing. There's like 1,000 different answers. Most of them are wrong, and half of them are trying to sell you something that you need to pay thousands of dollars to get.
80% of Arab oil travels that way? Oh, so just cut us off from oil because you're salty and mad and shit? Alright. I think Iran's gonna need more. I feel like they have to ask permission from. Do they even own that strait? I feel like that's something like, yeah, 80% of Arab oil travels that way, but is it 80% of Iranian oil? Or is it actually 80% of all oil in the Middle East that travels through that strait? Because if it's 80% of all oil in the Middle East that travels through that strait, then Iran's going to have a hard time doing that, simply because there's other countries that benefit from there's other territories and countries within the Middle East that benefit from the oil trade that kind of sort of really truly don't give a fuck what Iran is trying to do. So they're going to be like, hey, get the fuck out of my way. We're trying to make money. I don't care what you feel. I don't care how mad you are with America. Whang! Go cry about it somewhere else, man. You're fucking shit up for me. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe all the Arab countries collectively are going to be like, yep, we're shutting this down because you pissed them off and now we have their back, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. But no one's afraid of Iran, man. No one's afraid of you. Not even other third world countries are afraid of you. Like, and everyone always talks about their nuclear capability. Oh, God. No one's afraid of. It's the major international shipping lane there. The same area that Iran laid mines in back in 1980s, leading to us destroying over half their navy. So there you go. If it's international, there's gonna be several countries that aren't gonna like that. So you're not. And it's a strait, which means what? It's on water, right? Which means that you're gonna have to deal with American Navy. Oh, we just saw what the Air Force did to you a couple days ago. Do you really want to tango with the Navy? Bro, I'm telling you, Iran is such a joke of an enemy, it's not even funny. The only thing they have is the quite possible threat of using nuclear weapons, but they're not that stupid. It won't happen, and I doubt their weapons are even all that fucking good to begin with. You want to know why? Because it's Iran. If it was Russia, I'd be more afraid. If it was China, I'd be infinitely more afraid. It's Iran. Okay? Like, no one's fucking sweating you, dog. Yeah, just like we're not sweating Kim. Little tiny pecker Kim up there in North Korea, no one's sweating his ass either. So, like, we fucked on you, we're gonna continue to fuck on you until you drop your foolish ways. Whatever it is you're doing, the collective doesn't like it. So, he's what it is.
That you don't actually need. And just so we're clear, I have no horse in this race, right? We're gonna play an ad here in a second. That's how I make my money. Once that ad plays, I've made all the money I'm gonna make off this video. Unlike most, if not all the other YouTube videos on this topic, I am not an instructor at a school that I'm trying to get you to go to. I don't have an online course that I've made to teach you how to do this job. I don't have anything to sell you. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. So let's play this ad so I can make my money, and then I'll tell you everything.
Word.
Nicholas,
Yes.
you've been so good this year. You should go buy yourself something nice.
These magic beans.
Yes.
Okay, what am I supposed to buy?
Something to feed the whole family.
You want me to go buy a grill for Father's Day with magic beans so I can cook you food?
Yes.
Fine.
6.5 hours later.
Careful. Careful.
Can I write something on this?
I don't give a shit.
What the hell is this?
You told me to get something for Father's Day.
Is this thing gonna cook any meat?
Oh, it's gonna fucking cook something. And then whatever's left from the fallout, sweetie, that's what we eat.
It'll cook something.
All right, here's the deal. Super simple, straightforward business model. You give them money, they turn around and make sure the data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information.
sure.
What does that even mean? Okay, here's the entire internet and every free service on the planet inside of a nutshell. Okay, there's a saying, if you're not paying for the product,
I was
you
gonna
are
say
the
something,
product.
and
What
I
that means is
absolutely
pretty much anything
fucking
on the
forgot.
internet that you use, that's a service, whether that be Google, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it. Okay, it's all an app. So one of two things is happening. They're either going to feed you ads, and that's how that company makes money since their service is free, or they're going to collect your personal information, then turn around and sell it to data brokers on the internet, and then they're going to turn around and sell it to whoever buys it. And next thing you know, you're getting an electrician. What they're actually saying.
The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm betting rebound props on.
So wait, Terminated, are you trying to become an electrician? Is that why you requested that I watch this? Or do you think that I want to become an electrician? What is the other video? Or do you just want to watch this because you just want to watch it? I mean, I'm down. There's like a 0% chance I get anything from this. You know what I mean? But
I want to be a journeyman or a master electrician. The only way to do that is to graduate from an apprenticeship program and then take the state exam and pass it. At that point, you become a journeyman. Then, typically, after you've worked as of 1 year for a journeyman, you are eligible to go and take another state exam that's harder to get your master's license. That's it. That's everything. Anything outside of that is unnecessary and probably a waste of money.
let me go back to everything that he said.
That is to graduate. Actually saying is, I want to be a journeyman or a master electrician. The only way to do that is to graduate from an apprenticeship program and then take the state exam and pass it. At that point, you become a journeyman. Then, typically, after you've worked as of 1 year for a journeyman, you are eligible to go and take another state exam that's harder to get your master's license. That's it. That's everything. Anything else?
All in all, this process should take you 2 years or less, from what I just gathered from what he said.
Side of that is unnecessary and probably a waste of money. There is no trade school or college program that you can go to for 2 years and get a diploma or a certificate and be qualified to take the state journeyman's exam. It's not allowed. This varies slightly from state.
Wait, what?
There is no trade school or college program that you can go to for 2 years and get a diploma or a certificate and be qualified to take the state journeyman's exam. It's
So the only way to do it is what he said. So going to college and going to an actual school and getting that certificate won't even help you. You still have to go through that same process. So if I went to school for 3 to 4 years to get a degree for this, and then I get my degree and I'm like, okay, now I want to do it. I got to go through all of that anyways. So I'm just going to skip fucking college then. What's the point? Hold on.
typically after you've worked as of 1 year for a journeyman, you are eligible to go and take another state exam that's harder to get your master's license.
So, and once you get your master's license, you're good, right? So you're meaning to tell me that you can go to a college, you can go to a school, but that degree won't mean fuck all because you got to do all this anyways. So what the fuck where are you going to school for? What are you going to college for? Nothing! And you're putting yourself into debt at that. Oh my god, I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know it was like that. You're wasting time. Not only are you wasting time, you don't even have to.
That's it. That's everything. Anything outside of that is unnecessary and probably a waste of money. There is no trade school or college program that you can go to for 2 years and get a diploma or a certificate and be qualified to take the state journeyman's exam. It's not allowed. This varies slightly from state to state, but I'm going to talk about the state of Iowa. It's very similar everywhere else. To graduate an apprenticeship program, you have to have 8,000 hours of on-the-job training, meaning you just have to go to work as an electrician's apprentice for 8,000 hours, which is about 4 years of working 40 hours a week. In addition to that, you need 800 hours of classroom time and you have to pass a bunch of tests. Now, that classroom time varies from apprenticeship program to apprenticeship program, but typically it's either going to be night classes a couple nights a week for the 4 years, or in my particular case, my boss would just give us a week off and we would go to this school and we would have classes for 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday.
Which is the equivalent to how the military trains you. It's a 40-hour block of instruction. I like those types of... It's rough, man, but I do like them, as opposed to just like spread out over months.
And we did that 4 or 5 times a year for the 4 years that I was in. Those classes are paid for by the contractor. If you're in a union apprenticeship, the union has their own schools. And if you're in a non-union apprenticeship, typically the state runs an apprenticeship program. Your contractor pays the state to be able to send you to the school. People argue and get in a big pissing match about which one's better. At the end of the day, they both get you the exact same journeyman's license. But if you go to college first, you can get all the classroom stuff out of the way. Almost always, no, that's not true. I think there's 2 or 3 states.
But if your classroom time can be earned through those 8,000 hours of your apprenticeship, and it differs from state to state, and it could even differ from your mentor or whoever you're fucking doing an apprenticeship under, it's not concrete. If it varies so much.
It's in the country where if you have a 2-year electrical diploma or certificate or whatever, you're allowed to not have to do the classroom portion of your apprenticeship, but you still have to do the 8,000 hours of work, meaning you're still going to be an apprentice for 4 years. And if
that means that you can do the apprenticeship and the 8,000 hours, and also this in the same process. Instead, you're going to school first, and then you're gonna do the undertaking of the apprenticeship and the 8,000 hours. You can just do it all at once, at the same time.
Come in with that diploma or certificate or whatever the fuck it is. Guess how much more money they're gonna pay you as a first-year apprentice? 99 times out of 100, fucking nothing. Okay, I went through this apprenticeship program with plenty of people that did this. We made the same exact amount of money. It does nothing.
My offer is this.
It reminds me of the Corporal Rank. Get paid the fucking same. Just one has to do more work than the other. So tell me, if I'm not a corporal, why the fuck would I want to be one? If I can still get promoted through the rank I'm in right now. I don't have to go that route, do more and make the same. Fuck that. I want to do more and make more. Like, I know we're on a completely different topic now, but you know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
And that is why it's kind of a scam, right? When you go to, I don't know, nursing school, you graduate nursing school, you're automatically allowed to go take the state exam and get your RN license. You can't do that with an electrician. You go and you get their diploma that says you know what the fuck you're doing. Cool. You're still going to go be an apprentice for 4 years, and you paid for 2 years of schooling when your contractor would have paid for it for you. And that's if you're in one of the 3 states that allows that. Almost all the states still require you to go through the 800 hours of the apprenticeship classroom time. So you can literally go to college for 2 years, pay a bunch of money, get your little diploma. Congratulations, you're still sitting through 800 hours of classroom time for your apprenticeship.
Or you can just skip college and do your apprenticeship and have the employer of the apprenticeship pay for your classes for you, and you can do your classes at the same time that you're doing your apprenticeship, as well as knocking out your 8,000 hours. So not only can you kill more birds with the same stone, multiple birds with the same stone, but you're saving money.
Anybody that says otherwise either A, fell for the scam and doesn't want to admit it, or B, they have some financial incentive, like they're an instructor at one of these schools and they want to keep their own gravy train running in so they don't have to go back and work in the field and they can sit in their nice office with air conditioning all day long. I'm going to say it again and slower so it really sinks in. Going to college to become an electrician is not necessary in any of the 50 states in the United States of America, and very, very rarely is it even beneficial. To put this,
I never even thought that it was. The minimal knowledge that I have, I always thought that this field was people teaching other people, right? Even when I was younger, I never had it in my head that the dude fixing the electricity at our house went to college. I'm assuming that that job was taught to him by someone else, who was taught by someone else, who was taught by someone else, and it's just a community of people teaching each other, and they do it. That's how I always thought electricians were. That and like plumbers. I always thought that it was just motherfuckers learning, and they teach another person, this person knows, right? You teach another person, that person knows. Obviously, they charge you. Not everyone wants to be this, right? So obviously, there's job openings for it, right? So, like, I just thought that it was just people teaching people. I didn't think that you had to go to an established building with a name and pay for a tuition to learn some of these things. I don't know. Yo, Christian, what's good?
This into perspective, if we take 2 18-year-old high school kids that just graduated, one of them chooses to go into a 2-year community college program to be an electrician, and the other one just calls every contractor in town, asks for a job as a helper, and starts working the next day. What's going to end up happening is that helper, within 6 months to a year, is going to be offered the opportunity to join the apprenticeship program, and he's going to start a year before the other guy. Assuming everything goes well, he is then going to turn out, become a journeyman electrician a year before the other guy, make more money faster, and not have $12,000 of student debt to pay off.
This is the equivalent of like... This is the equivalent of... You want to be a tattoo artist, but... instead of going to a tattoo shop and like asking one of the lead artists or tattooers to give you a chance, give you an apprenticeship, look for a tattoo shop that's offering apprenticeships. Instead, you go to college for art. Meanwhile, the other kid that said, fuck, I don't really feel like I need to go to college for this, bro. I'm just going to go to this shop and ask for an apprenticeship. He goes to the shop, asks for an apprenticeship, just like Fat Electrician said. 3 years from now, he's a full-blown tattoo artist, making plenty of money because he had a good coach, a good teacher, a good mentor, and the shop runs perfectly, right? You're just now getting out of college. And now you want to go be an apprentice. You want an apprenticeship for like you got beat. You got beat, man. You got beat to the punch. You got beat to the job because the job didn't require that to begin with. And funny thing with tattoo artists, man, is so I've seen some tattoo artists that are really good at tattooing but can't draw worth the fuck. So it's just like, man, why are you even going to school? There's so many ways to learn that. That's just me.
Because he got a 2-year diploma. But that guy with the 2-year diploma is more likely to get hired as an apprentice in the first place. Maybe, but also not really. I know contractors that actively avoid hiring people that go through these programs because these programs tell these kids, oh, as soon as you graduate our program, you're going to be hired as a journeyman electrician and you're going to be making $35 an hour or $100,000 a year or whatever. And it's not true. So then they show up to work, they have a bad attitude, and they already think they know everything. They actively avoid hiring these people for that reason. Because again, in reality, these programs count for nothing. You can graduate this program. Congratulations, great job. I hope you had fun. Hope it was worth it. You're still getting hired as a first-year apprentice, making first-year apprentice wages, period, end of story, 99 times out of 100. How do I know that? A, I'm a journeyman.
Because he's been through it. And he's been through it. He knows the industry. That just does not seem worth it at all in the slightest.
Electrician. B, I was actually one of the guys in charge of hiring new apprentices, and I cannot tell you the number of times I have had kids come in that had some certificate or diploma from a college that thought that made them a journeyman electrician. So when they come in and I tell them, no, you're not a journeyman electrician, you're not qualified to make $60 an hour and run your own job sites, they're extremely either disheartened or pissed off, and I don't blame them because they just spent 2 years of their life and a bunch of money getting told they're going to have a job paying $60 an hour, and in reality, they qualify for a job that pays them somewhere between...
Yeah, but I feel like every single institution that can make money from you when it comes to education, they're always going to tell you that. I feel like it's their job to tell you that because otherwise you wouldn't go to the school, you wouldn't pay for their services, and then college wouldn't make any money. They have to sell you this lie. They have to tell you like, yep, when you graduate, you're going to be making $60 an hour, you're going to be your own boss, people are going to be envious of you, and you're going to make so much money. And in all reality, when you look at a lot of college graduates, let's take electrician out of the equation altogether. You look at a lot of college graduates and it's just like, it was a waste. It was a waste. Like, what you were promised, you didn't get. What you thought you needed, you didn't need. You could have not gone to college and gotten that very same fucking job without it. I've seen that so many times, man. So, like, sometimes do I regret not going to college? Yeah, but for different reasons, right? And then sometimes I'm actually glad I didn't go to college for certain reasons. And it's just, God, dude. Like, I know that I didn't learn, like, the square root of shits and giggles, and I can't even really recall what the fuck the hypotenuse means, or what the Pythagorean theorem does. But, bro, I'm here to tell you, I learned way more in my 4 years in the service than I could have ever dreamed of learning in the in college. But that's just me. Right, I know that I didn't learn all the like the super in-depth neat things that you probably learned in algebra fucking 7, right? But I just feel like I learned in 4 years what a lot of people that didn't join the military, it took them 20 years to realize or figure out or understand. And I don't know.
$18 and $22 an hour as an entry-level apprentice. And in 47 out of the 50 states, you're still going to have to go to 800 hours of classroom training. Maybe you'll be relearning some stuff that you already learned at college, but that brings into question, why did you go off to college to learn it and pay money when you could have just learned it for free? Oh yeah, well, if you get that 2-year diploma, it can help you advance quicker and make more money down the line when you want to get promotions. Again, no, not true.
This is kind of like, it's kind of like I saw when I was younger, when I was in basic training, I kind of saw JOTC as a scam because I knew quite a few guys that were in the JOTC program in middle school, and I'm not talking bad about it or anything, and I'm not saying it's a scam, but I knew it reminds me of that. There were so many kids in JOTC that when they got to basic training, they were just like me. They weren't any more special than I was. They were the same rank, like everything. They got talked to the same. They got yelled at all the same. They weren't treated special. They like none of that. So to me, I'm glad I didn't waste any time with JOTC when I was younger, because what would that have done for me anyways? Fucking nothing, man. Hell, I got promoted before I even got to basic training simply because I took a PT test and passed it. Like, so I saw all these kids doing JOTC, and I'm not saying they wasted their time. It's just that when they got to basic training, it just seems like none of the shit that they did really even mattered. And none of the shit that they did was even taken into consideration by the drill sergeants. Like, they didn't give a fuck. So
True. That's some bullshit they tell you at these schools to get you to spend money on their program, okay? Having a journeyman electrician's license is like the pinnacle of being a journeyman. Everything below that doesn't matter once you have that, okay? Saying that you're gonna get preferential treatment because you have a certificate or something from a community college while also having a journeyman electrician's license is like saying if they're hiring 2 ER trauma doctors, they're both board certified ER trauma doctors with experience, but one of them also took a CPR class and knows how to do CPR. So we're gonna hire that one and give him the promotion. Not true. They're both fucking trauma doctors.
Yeah.
They both know how to do fucking CPR, okay? Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
You think when some company's hiring a master mechanic to run their auto shop and they have 2 master mechanics with experience that are applying, but one of them has a fucking certificate from Jiffy Lube that says he knows how to change oil, you think that's gonna tip the scales in his favor? No, they're both master mechanics. They know how to change fucking oil. Buh, you're just one of those crazy anti-college people. Buh. No, I'm not. I've been to college. I have multiple college degrees. I'm not anti-college if it's something you need to go to college for. What I am...
yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. If you don't need to go to college for it, then yeah, there's plenty of things you do need to go to college for. I'm not anti-college for lawyers. I'm not anti-college for doctors, nurses, surgeons. I'm not anti-college for people that work at NASA. I'm not anti-college for a lot of stuff, because it is definitely needed, man. It's just some things you don't fucking need college for. I'm sorry. And if you just so happen to have chosen something you didn't need college for, I can understand why you would get mad at someone like me saying it's a waste, because you're trying to figure out any way to justify your time wasted or your money spent. But it doesn't make it any less, it doesn't make it any, whatever, dog.
am anti is telling these kids that they're going to be making $70 an hour and they're going to be a qualified journeyman so that you can milk money out of them and waste their fucking time. That's what I'm against.
Yeah, I'm against you telling kids that as soon as they get out of college, they're going to be making so-and-so money a year and they'll damn near be their own boss, when the brutal reality is that they're going to be sent to the fucking mailroom. That's it. That's where they begin. And to be completely honest, the mailroom, I would hire someone without a college degree so that I wouldn't have to pay them as fucking much. Working in the mailroom with a college degree. And I understand that everyone starts somewhere, but I mean, fuck, man. That's not what you sold me. You could have been honest. You could have been like, to be honest, man, this degree, it's still going to land you at the very fucking bottom. But because you have this degree, you'll be looked at more favorably for promotions in the future. But y'all don't sell it that way. Y'all sell it as a almost get your degree, become instantly successful. That's not how it goes for a big percentage of people that go to... I'm just saying. I'm just... whatever.
Buh! Well, if you get your diploma first, you at least won't have to be the new guy and do all the shitty work. Buh! Look at me.
I've seen people with college degrees fetching coffee. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, no.
Look at me. Bullshit. When you are the new guy, you will be the fucking new guy, okay? I don't care what diploma or certificate you have. You are gonna be the guy that's digging the ditches. You are gonna be the guy whose job it is to hold the flashlight and shut the fuck up for the first couple years you are an apprentice electrician. That's just how this goes.
Left you a little gift in there. Not too hard, not too soft. Perfect.
And that's not even specific to being an electrician or the trades in general. That's pretty much every career path on the planet. Go watch fucking Scrubs or Grey's Anatomy or any of these other medical shows. All the new doctors have to do the scut work, all the work that none of the more experienced doctors want to do. They have to go do it, okay? This is every job on the planet. There is no school or college you can go to that's going to let you speed run being the new guy, so you might as well get over that right now. And for the love of God...
And that's what college sells to you. That you can speed run your way to success because you have something that other people don't. But I don't know, man.
God, if you went to one of these schools and got one of these diplomas or certificates, do yourself and everyone else a favor. Do not show up your first day of work thinking that any work is...
And do you know what's funny is, like, in my entire existence, out of, I'm not even exaggerating, bro, everyone that I have ever met and had a conversation with, and the topic transitioned to college, or maybe I simply just asked them because I was curious. In all my days, out of everyone that I've ever met that went to college, the job that they're in right now, they didn't need college for. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to some of you, man? Just about almost everyone I've ever met, man, for the exception of one, man, that I went to high school with. He went to school to become a doctor. He is a doctor to this day. He's an actual doctor. All of the other ones, man, they are what they're working today, man. They did not go to college for yesterday. So it's just like, you sell this thing, man. You really do. You sell it hard. And you sell it as a guarantee, when really you should be selling it as an opportunity or a dream, right? An opportunity to quite possibly set yourself apart from the pool of people that are quite possibly going for the same job, right? But yeah, I don't sell it that way. Y'all sell it as like some miraculous end all be all 100% fix, and it's just like, I'm telling you, man, so many people that I've met in my life that I'm just like, oh, you went to college? So the job you're doing right now, is that what your degree's in? And they're like, oh, no, not really. I was like, so what happened to that? They were like, I couldn't find work for that. I just decided to go somewhere to do something else. So, you wasted money at college? Yeah, really. That degree looks good, though, on the wall. See it right there? Super nice. Oh, okay, man, that's fantastic. Great. You just made me want to go. Just now. You convinced me.
Is beneath you. Because at best, you're gonna get bullied, and at worst, everybody's gonna absolutely hate you. You're gonna get teamed up with some old journeyman that's been doing this for 30 years. He grew up in a house that didn't even have electricity, and when he became an electrician, it was literally going around town lighting the fucking light poles in his town, okay? He's been an electrician since electricity became mainstream. And he is gonna walk you over to a control cabinet that's got 12,000 wire terminations in it, open it up, look at you and say, okay, college boy, fucking show me what's up. And you're going to be standing there like
a moron.
Fuck, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know what all those wires do?
Yeah, of course.
This is,
Okay, college boy, fucking show me 12,000 wire terminations in it, open it up, look at you and say, okay, college boy, fucking show me what's up. And
oh, that right there just reminds me of my days in the service with some fucking jackass LT that just left whatever college he left, and now he's running amok inside my goddamn platoon, saying a whole bunch of wrong things, giving a whole bunch of dumbass information, believing things that are not even remotely close to being true, and I'm over here just like, oh god, not another one. Another fucking cocky bastard that went to college and thinks he knows everything because he went to college. Meanwhile, I skipped college and I have infinitely more knowledge about this job than you do. Who's the actual fucking loser here? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh god.
you're going to be standing there like, fuck, I don't know anything.
You know what?
And that's exactly what that's exactly the face our lieutenant had on his face when he met me. Fuck. I actually don't know anything. And I was like, no, sir, you don't, man, because while I was deployed, you were doing keg stands. You know what I mean? You catch my drift? You know fuck all. I don't care what school you went to. I like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter here. You got me? Know what I mean, chicken wing? Fuck out of here, man. Go back to operations. You kidding? Sometimes you gotta sit a motherfucker down, bro, and it's just like, nah, you don't... Whoever you think you are, you ain't. Just remember that.
Want all those bars too?
Yeah, of course. Yellow, see? The sun is yellow, it heats the ground. That's how they name stuff.
Is that car run?
Performing on the biggest stage in the world was just one step in my journey.
So good.
Hi, I'm Ronnie, and I teach people.
And you know what?
We had brochures for robot waiters come into the kitchen the last place I worked. It was very tempting. Robot waiters. You mean like robots that go around and take people's order instead of the human element? Nah. Nah. I don't want robots to replace waiters or waitresses. I want robots to replace McDonald's employees is what I want. So I don't really think I would want to go to... That's not fun. Yo, the way he just like said fuck it on this electric thing.
Is that car run?
And you know what?
So let me tell you a funny story about just electricity, electricians. And I say this in air quotes because once upon a time, I was 17 years old and I was in the garage hanging out, chilling. I don't know what I was doing, but my mom was also in the garage and my mom was on her fucking Bob Vila kick that day. My mom's very handy, right? She can fix a lot of stuff. She can build a lot of stuff, right? And so she was on her fucking Bob Vila shit. She was fixing stuff. She was doing stuff, and it was going good, right? Like the chainsaw was fucked up. She fixed it, and then there was some stuff in the hen house where the chickens and the roosters are that was fucked up with like the wiring and the wood. She fixed that too. And then she got it in her head. She's like, you know what, man? I'm on a fucking roll. Let's go fix some other stuff. So she went in to the back room and got this TV that didn't work anymore. And this TV used to belong to my sister, and she thought that she'd be nice and fix it for my sister. My sister didn't give a fuck about this TV. But, you know, when you're old and bored and you can fix stuff, you fix stuff, right? So she goes and gets this TV. And that was like the first time that I looked at something that she was doing and I was like kind of concerned. I was like, hey, Mom, I think you should take that to somebody. The chainsaw is one thing. You should take that to somebody. And she's like, no, mijo, I got this, all right? Don't worry about me. I was like, okay, that's fine. And so like I walk back inside and then like 10 minutes later, I just hear like a loud fucking screech, like, ah! Bitch electrocuted herself with the TV, man. And like the hairs on her arms were standing up, like her hair was kind of like standing up a little bit. Her eyes were fucking big and she looked crazy. She looked crazy. It looked like Frankenstein had just woken up. And I was like, Mom, I was trying so hard not to laugh. I was like, Mom, are you okay? She's like, mijo, I don't know what happened. It just, the wires. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Mom, I told you to take that to somebody. And it was just so funny, but I was kind of mad at the same time because I was like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You think just because you fixed these other things that you can fix this? That's not how it works, mother. And it was just, yeah.
That's completely okay because you are a first-year apprentice. You just have to understand that you don't know anything so that you can learn. So hopefully by now you understand.
She learned that day, but she didn't learn how to fix shit. She just learned to never do it again. And to be honest, I feel like that's how electricians usually learn. At least that's how I thought, bro. Like trial and error. Trial and error. Nope, not that wire. Fuck, that hurt. Shit. That was painful. We're not doing that again. We know. All right, hey Bob, don't do that. Tell your friends. Like, I always thought that was just like, you teach trial by fire. I like learning that way. I like learning on the fly, trial by fire. You know, just like doing it in the just fuck it, we'll do it live, right? That's how I like learning. You put me in a classroom for hours on end, and I probably won't learn anything. You have to put it in my hands.
Understand that if you want to be an electrician, you do not need to go to some college program for 2 years to get that diploma. So the next question is, how the fuck do you get into an apprenticeship? This is going to sound like some boomer back in my day bullshit, but it's literally what I did 10 years.
You go and you just ask. I guess, I feel. You ask or you borderline pester this motherfucker to give you an apprenticeship. And then you prove yourself.
Years ago. If you decide you want to be an electrician, call every contractor in town, ask for a job as a helper, say you'd like to work your way into being an apprentice. You'll probably have a job by the end of today, if not by the end of the week. And if you could show up on time, have it.
Because at the end of the day, even if you don't make it to be a full-blown electrician, these full-blown electricians would love a hand at the very least. So you would be help.
Good attitude and not be completely stupid, you will have a leg up in the hiring process when that apprenticeship slot opens up, because the company already knows you. They know you can show up on time. They know you work hard. They probably already like you. You're already one of the boys. In that situation, do you think your boss, when he's picking his next apprentice, is going to pick some dude that came from a community college that has expectations that he can't meet as an employer? Or do you think he's just going to give it to the guy that he already knows and trusts? He gives it to the guy he already knows and trusts. I'll give you the answer. The next question I get asked every single time, is this true for all other trade schools? I don't want to be an electrician. I want to be a welder or a plumber or whatever the fuck. An honest answer, I don't know. I'm not a journeyman in all other trades.
I have friends that are welders, but my friends did go to college for welding. One of my friends did. Or to a trade school, or one of them. I can't remember. And then I asked him if it was necessary, the schooling that he did, and he's like, for me, absolutely. For someone else, I don't know, but for me, yes.
So I can't tell you. My best piece of advice would be to get a hold of a journeyman that is in that trade and ask them. They'll give you a really good idea. How do you get a hold of one of these journeymen? Super simple. If you want to be a plumber, look up plumbing shops in your area, find the one that's got good reviews, call them and say, hey, I'm a senior in high school and I'm doing a high school project because I think I want to be a plumber. Would it be possible for me to interview one of your best journeymen or best foremen or best superintendents for 5 minutes so I could ask them some questions? They will almost guaranteed help you out, get you in contact with that person, and then you can have that conversation. It's that simple. Now, that being said, all the trades kind of work with each other. I've worked with plumbers, HVAC guys, welders. I've worked around and with everybody. Generally speaking, from what I've gathered, from what I've heard, again, not gospel, just what I've heard from other people, heating and cooling and HVAC are both great. You should probably go to college for them. I've heard that those programs can help you a ton. Same thing goes for automotive. Same thing goes for like tool and die and machining. Welding and plumbing, it's kind of what you want to do because those are very broad career paths. If you want to be like a residential plumber that's going and doing water lines and putting toilets in houses, school can help you with that. If you want to be a welder like in a factory on an assembly line, welding school can absolutely help you with that. But if you want to be the plumber, welder, pipe fitter dude that's making like $1,000 per diem and $150 an hour because he's got the special skills to do these high pressure welds and all
you're gonna want to go to, I feel like you're gonna want to go to college for that.
This other crazy shit, the schools are not really going to help you with that. And I know this because my best friend, the best man in my wedding, is that guy. He is the one that gets paid a bunch of money per diem and gets paid a ton of money per hour and has to travel to go do specialty welds that only he's certified to do, and not many people can do what he does. And
so what? I'm guessing he does underwater welding. That shit's crazy. I've seen that before, and I'm just like, good God.
He went to one of these fancy welding schools right out of high school. He went to, I believe it's considered one of the top 2 welding schools in the entire country on the other side of the country from where he lived. He moved out there for 2 years, spent 40, 50 grand to go to this school, and he was told he was going to be hot shit. He was going to get a job paying $50 to $70 an hour right out of the gate. Came back home. The only people that would hire him were willing to pay him $18 an hour to do welds on a factory line. He worked that job for a couple of years, and then he decided he was going to apply to be an apprentice with the plumbing union so that he could get his journey journeyman's license, and guess what? He got hired as a first-year apprentice. Guess how much money he made? First-year apprentice pay, the same exact amount of money that people with literally no experience that just got out of high school were also making. He said that there was absolutely nothing he learned at this tech school that was not covered by his apprenticeship over the course of that 4 years, and if he could go back and do it all over again, he would have just joined the apprenticeship right out of high school, saved himself $40,000, $50,000 and 4 years of his time. But that's anecdotal evidence. I am not a journeyman welder or pipe fitter or plumber. I would double check with somebody that is. Now, the next question you're gonna ask, because this also gets very confusing, is should I be union or non-union electrician? Full transparency, I was a union electrician my entire career. Why did I end up going that route? Very simply because they were the first company that hired me and they happened to be union. And this is gonna piss off everybody because people have very, very strong opinions about whether or not you should or shouldn't be union. Whatever, you can have those opinions. I'm speaking to the 18-year-old kid that doesn't know anything. Deciding that right now is not like a life-altering fate decision, okay? I've met people that started in the non-union apprenticeship, got mad at their
and you can always change your you can always change your mind in the future.
Contractor, quit, and then joined the union apprenticeship and went on to become union journeyman. I know people that have flunked out of the union apprenticeship program, not because they were stupid or dumb or couldn't hack it, but because they had some own personal life issues going on and they ended up losing their job in the union. They went to a non-union shop, continued their apprenticeship, and they became a non-union journeyman. I've met shitty union electricians that I wouldn't trust to wire my house, and I've met union electricians that I've seen frequently have to correct electrical engineers, and they're absolutely brilliant, and I can say the same exact thing about non-union shops. Being union or non-union is not going to be the determining factor on whether or not you're going to be a good electrician. You are that determining factor.
Yeah, it really is all up to you. I don't think that being part of one makes you any better or being part of another makes you any worse. It really depends on what you put into it at the end of the day. And if it's a good fit for you. Because if it's not a good fit for you, none of the other shit even matters.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Sometimes I imagine what I'd write today for my dear friend Martin. Hate thrives on.
The only caveat I'll throw in is if you join the union apprenticeship with a union contractor, it's going to be squared away. You're going to have a very clear path of how to get your journeyman's license. And you will have the same exact thing with, I hope, the majority and the significant amount of non-union shops. However, because non-union shops are less regulated, there is the potential for some contractors to be shitty and not get you the right training with the state accredited program in a timely fashion. So if you're going non-union, which is completely fine, just make sure it's with a good non-union contractor that's going to get you going to the actual state accredited apprenticeship classes. Again, full transparency, I didn't want to make this video. It's not my normal jam. It's not some funny internet business.
It really does seem like, God, man. The whole trade school, I'm looking at it from just like a bird's eye view. So you got your trade school, you got your welders, you got your electricians, you got your plumbers, you got unions and you got non-unions. And it just seems like if you know nothing trying to inject yourself into this world, it almost seems daunting, doesn't it? It almost seems like so convoluted and there's so much intertwining information that it could be good, it could be not. It depends on the employer, it depends on the time of year, it depends on the schooling, it depends on this and that. And God, dude, you really have to damn near educate yourself before you even become educated. You know what I mean? Just to like even be able to navigate some of this stuff that just seems like so almost overboard, really, with the amount of. But all I'm saying is that it could use some simplification, a little bit. You need to be a very good welder, then learn to dive is the only way, I suppose. I'm assuming that every underwater welder is scuba certified. You gotta be, right? You ain't just going down there to fucking turn on that torch for 5 minutes, bro. You're down there welding. You're gonna be welding for longer than 5 minutes, so yeah. It's a wild job, man. I've never seen it up close in real life. Obviously, I not a welder, but I've seen it in videos. Underwater welding, one of the wildest things I've seen. And those guys should make a lot of money. Those guys, and then the guys that have to climb to the very tippy top of these fucking signal towers, whatever the hell they are, just to change a goddamn light bulb. You pay them all the money in the world.
And it's not some history with a war hero or whatever. That's usually what I do here on YouTube. But I did want to answer these kids' questions. So originally, I just made a social media post over on X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to call it, explaining this, and the amount of backlash I got from people that have no idea what the fuck they're talking about was insane. So we're just going to go over and read some of the tweets, and we'll actually see how correct they are. Again, just for context, my tweet essentially said that trade schools to become an electrician are essentially a scam because they're not required in any of the 50 states, and you can just get paid while you learn and have your contractor pay for your actual in-classroom experience, and you should just attempt to do that instead. And here,
that's exactly what I... Yeah, Fat Electrician ruffled feathers with this because it's just like, you're gonna have all these people that are gonna be like, well, technically, actually, the right way to do it, the best way to do it.
Here are some of the comments that I received. Quote, fuck basic training, let's just grab a rifle and head off to war. No, fuckhead, the apprenticeship is the basic training.
Yes.
You understand that? Going to a tech school for 2 years before entering your apprenticeship is akin...
We're basically saying that you don't have to do shit prior to basic training. It would be fucking stupid if you did. Which technically you kind of have to, man. Some recruiters are going to require you to come in. They're going to require you to take a PT test. All the paperwork you're going to have to be doing it, and yada, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But like, I mentioned JROTC earlier. You can do JROTC if you want to. Honestly, I honestly think that most of the people in JROTC, they're probably just trying to go the officer route, but I don't know, man. You could go JROTC, but at the end of the day, you're going to be a fucking turd when you get to basic training. It doesn't matter that you went to JROTC. It doesn't matter that you were at the top of your class. It doesn't matter the awards you got in high school for being in JROTC. It doesn't even matter that you were the best one, man. When you get to basic training, you're just like everybody else. Which begs the question, what the fuck was the point of JROTC? What was it? Was it for your own entertainment? Was it because you were bored? Was it something your parents made you do because you were a badass little kid, right? What was it? It couldn't have been to get a leg up in basic training because no one gets a leg up in basic training. You're a turd. You're less than a turd. You're less than dirt. You're just like everybody else. And hell, we had one guy in basic training who did have a college degree, and after basic training, he was going to OCS, Officer Candidate School. Did that exempt him from getting yelled at? Nope. Matter of fact, because he was going to OCS, he got it the worst. He got it the worst. He got yelled at the most. He got bitched at the most. Everything was his fault because he was the leader. He was our platoon guide. He was a hopeful officer. He was going to officer candidate school after basic training. I don't know why he just didn't go to Fort Benning for basic training, because OCS is at Fort Benning. He really wouldn't have had to go far. But dog.
To going to a community college for 2 years to get a certificate or diploma in being a soldier before you ship off to basic training. It's fucking dumb and unneeded.
Yes.
From Anonymous, buddy, it's not about what you learn. If two people apply for a job and one can show a degree and the other can't, guess who gets the job? You live in a country where people are showing college degrees to flip burgers at fucking McDonald's. Saying it's not about what you learn in reference to going to college to get an education is the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard in my entire life. And this attitude of, it doesn't matter if I learn anything as long as I've got a piece of paper that says I know something, is the reason that nobody gives a fuck.
Not to mention, if I'm an employer that's hiring someone that, like, If I'm an employer that's not a hospital or a fucking law firm, right?
Thing I have ever heard in my entire life, and this attitude of it doesn't matter if I learn anything as long as I've got a piece of paper that says I know something is the reason that nobody gives a fuck about college degrees in the trades in the first place. Congratulations, you're part of the problem.
You played yourself. One more time.
What you learn in reference to going to college to get an education is the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard in my entire life. And this attitude of it doesn't matter if I learn anything as long as I've got a piece of paper that says I know something is the reason that nobody gives a fuck about college degrees in the trades in the first place. Congratulations, you're part of the problem.
I'm an idiot!
It's... Fuck is she stomping around? I've told people. Oh, I lost my train of... She fucking distracted me. I've told people before that, yeah, you can... that there's certain degrees that are necessary, but at the end of the day, do you know what college is for? Your employer, again, unless it's like a hospital, or like a law firm or like something like of that nature, your employer is not gonna give a fuck what you learned at college. In my mind, college is built as this thing before you get into the workforce that basically signifies to future employers that you're dependable. Right? Because you spent 4 years at college and didn't quit. It means that you are reliable to work for an extended amount of time for the same company. And that you can show up on time. And that you can be where you're supposed to be. Right? And that you can finish tasks before the deadline. That's all college is. Really. And that's all your future employer is really looking at. But your future employer also knows that showing up on time and all these things can be learned by fucking anyone outside of a goddamn classroom, right? And at the end of the day, that's all college really says about you, that you have the commitment to do something for a long time, you have the ability to show up on time, and you have the ability to meet a deadline. That's it. Your employer's not going to give a fuck about the specifics of your classes or what you've majored in. Again, unless you're a doctor, a lawyer, one of these jobs that seriously requires a fucking... But... I don't know, man. I met a banker one time who... Her major wasn't even math. Her major was like fucking sociology or something. But she worked in banking. All right. So, what's your degree worth? Nothing. You went to school for one thing, and then when you got to the workforce, either through fault of your own, or through no fault of your own, you couldn't find a job for that degree. So now you're working something. You just wasted all that time, put yourself in debt for no fucking reason. And some people, they talk shit about college because they look at that, they're just like, that doesn't even seem like a cool deal, man. That doesn't even seem fun. I gotta go into debt, work my ass off for 4 years for a job I may not fucking get. Or for a job that after those 4 years may not exist, or there may not even be a demand for that job anymore, right? And it's just like, it's not even, it doesn't seem like a fun deal.
The problem with going down this path is a lot of people can't afford to do an unpaid apprenticeship. It's not an unpaid apprenticeship. There is no such thing as an unpaid trades apprenticeship. It doesn't fucking exist. It might have back in the fucking 1800s, but it doesn't right now, okay? I can't speak for every local or every sector of the country, but in Iowa, if you were a first-year apprentice in a smaller town that's the lower paid, our first-year apprentices are making like, I believe, $20 an hour day one with full health care healthcare coverage, and retirement benefits. It's not an unpaid apprenticeship. And then every year of the 4-year apprenticeship that you complete, you get a raise. And then once you get your journeyman's license, you get a big raise and you're making like $60 an hour. Quote, or hear me out, you attend and graduate your chosen trade and then enter at top position with top pay. What a dumbass take. No, fuck stick, that's not how that works. You are not going to graduate from a community college and get a journeyman's license and get top pay or anything else. You are qualified to be a first.
This is not even, dude, take electrician out of the equation. You attend and graduate your chosen trade and enter at a top position with top pay. Where does that happen at? Where? What job? What job allows you to come in directly from college and let you make the most money with the highest position? What job, man? Tell me. Give me an example. Name one. Name 5. Name 10. I don't care. Prove me wrong. Because that seems outlandish. That seems so fucking outlandish, man.
Pay. What a dumbass take. No, fuck stick, that's not how that works. You are not going to graduate from a community college and get a journeyman's license and get top pay or anything else. You are qualified to be a first.
That's not the case for any job, bro. Any job. Not even sports. Not even sports, guys. Not even sports. Dude, what was the most recent highest contract in baseball? I think it was Shohei Ohtani, who got a record-breaking $800 million. Bruh. $800 million. He played in the Japanese league, and he proved his worth in the American league. Is he worth $800 million? Obviously, to the Dodgers he is. But to a rookie just coming into the league, are you going to make $800 million? No. Bro, for no job do you come in directly and make the most at the highest position. Man, you just don't. For the exception of, like, I don't know, motherfuckers like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, fucking, I don't know, bro. There's no job. I don't feel there's no job where you can leave college next day, top pay, top position. For any job. Name the job. Name the job, bro. Name it. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's Subway. You go into Subway, college, starting at the fucking bottom. You're not making more than the general. You're not making more than the manager. You're not making more than the assistant manager. Unless you got hired for that job. But I don't care what it is, bro. Even with, I've seen so many people with college degrees start at the bottom. It's not even funny. It, like, start all the way over. Do they mind? Not really. They have no choice. But
year apprentice, and that's fucking it. You will get paid first apprenticeship wages just like everybody else that has no experience whatsoever. Shut up. This is why I'm making this video, because people that know absolutely fucking nothing about this have extremely strong opinions because they've been just from kindergarten through 12th grade beaten into their fucking head that if they don't go to some type of school, they're not gonna make a bunch of money. It's not true. It's complete fucking bullshit. And tech schools are sued and go bankrupt and go out of business all the fucking time because they always get in trouble for fraud because they tell these kids, come here, get our certificate, you're going to be qualified to make $100,000 a year, and it very rarely, if ever, fucking happens. I have no.
And then the people that say that it can happen, that it hasn't happened to them. They're like, or you can do this, this, and this. I'm like, okay, cool, bro. Well, show me the degree you got and show me how much money you make. If it's like that, right? Point me in the direction to anyone that has it like that. You can. You can.
No reason to lie to you about this, okay? I volunteered to be on the hiring committee for my union because I like helping kids. I loved training apprentices. I would go back to doing it in a heartbeat if this YouTube thing dries up. So again, just so we're on the same page, trade school, tech school, some program at a community college that gives you a certificate or a diploma to be an electrician is not required in any state in the United States of America, and rarely is it helpful. It's more often than not a humongous waste of both your time and your money.
And I don't even understand, like, okay, so to whoever's like all butthurt about this, answer me this question. What's the difference between someone not going to college and learning everything he or she has to possibly learn about being an electrician from another person who is a master electrician, and you going to college for the same thing? What is the difference? Why do you feel so much more superior than the ones that didn't go to college, yet the ones that didn't go to college are under the tutelage of a master? So I don't even understand. Like, they're getting trained by the guy, the electrician, let's call him the king. They're getting trained by the fucking king electrician. You go to college, yet for some reason you see yourself as better and smarter than the motherfucker that has been under the tutelage of the king. And if I'm the king and I need an employee, who am I going to hire? The one that I've been training that I know is going to do a good job because I, the king, trained him? Or some snot-nosed fucker from some college that thinks that he deserves more than what he actually is entitled? Or he deserves more than what he's actually worth because he actually hasn't proven shit yet. Spent 4 years at college. This kid's been training for the 4 years you've been at college. Who is actually smarter? Exactly. And people that went to college and wasted their time and or money at college or to school don't like to hear that. It makes you angry because it undermines your hard work. It shouldn't undermine your hard work. You just chose to take an extra lap. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal. Stop bitching. Stop complaining. Stop wah. It's just like, it reminds me of like really, really emotional gamers that will get really, really angry with you if you dare talk shit about their favorite game because they feel that they need to defend their purchase to you, to validate their decision, because in their eyes they made a good decision. But you're sitting there calling the game trash, so they get all up in their feelings and emotional because they have to justify their actions to you now. They have to justify why, or because, or they have to feel superior in some way because you're tearing down the facade, essentially. Like, nah, dog, this game is fucking trash. And they're right? It's just, it reminds me of that. Just like very, very soft, emotional fucking creatures, man. You would think that they're women. They ain't. Full-grown men. It's wild. Hands-on learning is way better. That's what I've said. I prefer that. Hands-on learning. Trial by fire. Man, learning on the go. Do you guys think that I was fully proficient in combat? My first deployment? Guys, I didn't know fuck all, man. I didn't know it all. I didn't know anything. I knew the basics. I knew basic training combat. And basic training combat is not the same as Afghanistan combat, right? Do you think I knew everything when I got there? It didn't matter basic training. It didn't matter AIT. It didn't matter that I did a whole bunch of training with my unit. It just didn't matter. You got it. It's not like the real thing. It's not. It's not like the real thing. And when I got there, I didn't know fuck all. Man, I learned on mission. I learned on foot patrol. I learned getting shot at. I learned what not to do getting shot at. I learned what to do getting shot at. Why? Because I had a whole bunch of E5s and E6s that had been there before, that were teaching me, and they were showing me. And they were like, don't go here. Don't go there. Stay away from situations like this. That could lead into a fatal funnel. You don't want to turn this way. You don't want to back up this way. You don't want to drive on this side of the road. Shit like that. You learn these things. And guess what? Those are very, very specific, nuanced things that you're not going to learn at JOTC. You're not going to learn in college. You're not going to learn at a trade school. You have to learn these things by doing it. By doing it a million times and failing a million times. That's another thing. The prospect of failure. A lot of these people have no concept of it. They think they can just get to college, they can just leave college and automatically be successful. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you will fail. Sometimes you will stumble. And like, they're not ready for that either. Because college doesn't teach you that. College only teaches you that you're gonna be a success, that you are a success, that you are special. And then you get into the real world, turns out you're not all that special, you're not all that smart, you're not all that strong, you're not all that fast. Guess what? You're gonna have to practice. Because that's just the way it goes. It's building blocks, it's a foundation. And some of these kids, it's been put into their head that they can leave college and they don't have to build a foundation. They can just land in the penthouse. No. And that's not the case for anything. We all rode training wheels at one point, guys. Remember when we were children? And we didn't just hop on a fucking bike the very first time and just take off like Michael Phelps. No, we all fell. We had training wheels, and then we were like, oh, I think I can do this without training wheels. I'm ready now. And then you still fall. And then you get back up and you do it again until you don't fall anymore. It's building. You learn. You don't just like... And that's like basic aspects of life that you should have learned. You should have learned that like some things take time. You don't just get to land in a I don't know, man. But
trying to help you.
The only people that I would recommend them to are high school kids that are graduating and know they want to go into trades, but they also want to go get a college experience and party and drink with their friends, and they want to learn something applicable to that, and they just have an understanding of they're not going to be hot shit just because they graduated. Good, great option if you want to go blow.
You need to realize that you're not gonna, dude. This is the case for everybody, man, in every field. Think of doctors. Think of like that young little doctor that just graduated college. You know, he's about to go to the hospital, his first hospital that he's ever going to go to. Well, he's been in a hospital before, but you know what I'm talking about, right? He's a full-blown doctor now, only to get there and realize that there's other doctors way smarter than him, way better than him. Man, he's just new, right? He's got a whole bunch of training. But guess what these doctors in this hospital have that he doesn't? Experience. Man, they've operated before. They've had someone flatline. They've had someone wake up from a coma and try to stab them for some fucking reason. You know what? Yeah, they've been through the shit, right? So it would behoove of you to not get in their way. It would behoove of you to not be a dick. It would behoove of you to not be condescending or cocky. It would behoove of you to learn from these people. To get under their wing. Not so much ride their coattails, but just shadow them, right? And if they're worth their salt, they will be okay with you shadowing them because everything is a learning experience. Everything is practice, even when it's not, right? So, wild.
12 grand, make memories, have the time of your life. Awesome. Again, same thing with military veterans. You've been in the military for 4, 6, 8, 10 years and you have a GI Bill that's going to pay for everything and you just want to go off for a couple of years and party and drink and have fun. A great purpose for that too. Just please, for your own good, do not let them convince you that you were going to get this diploma or certificate after 2 years of a community college and you're going to come out making $100,000 a year and that you know as much as a journeyman electrician, because neither of those things are true.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. There's some things you need college for. There's other things you don't need college for. And it has become popular to basically say that you essentially need college for every single fucking aspect of life. When there's plenty of people that have shown us that that is not true. Because one, not everyone can afford college. Not everyone is smart enough to go to college. Yet, everyone still makes money some way, somehow. Why? How is that? How is that? If college is the end-all, be-all. right? Yet, millions of people still make it every single day without it. Millions of people still make it. And I'm not even talking about paycheck to paycheck. They just make it. They're good. And they didn't go to college. How did that happen, guys? If college is so fucking paramount that y'all are willing to die so vigorously on this hill, how is it that people exist that are successful without it? If it's the end all be all, don't worry about answering that question. I know y'all can't. Or if y'all do, y'all are just gonna pull up some weird fucking retarded backwards logic that you did a whole bunch of mental gymnastics just to get there. Oh, we got another Angry Cops video if y'all want to watch it. I'm fucking down. See, this is the good old days. XMC getting a chapped ass and laying down the law. That could have gotten so much more explosive. Is that why you show up decapitated so that you can see me quite possibly freak the fuck out or like get angry or lose my mind or just like have a breakdown like I used to? Yeah, I've kind of like just I've tried to tone that down a little bit, you know? And there's just like, and not just for like monetary purposes, because sometimes your boy uses a little bit too much profanity and I get that fucking yellow dollar symbol of sadness on my fucking thing and I'm just like, come on, man. I should have edited better. But nah, it's really for my own sanity for the most part. It's just like I think back of like all the times I would freak out about things and I'm just like, that's actually not that important, to be honest. Does it make me mad? Yeah, but like just for my own mental health, you know. So there is this let me check the Discord to see what was put in here. Cuz I know there was some stuff. It's just that was a paid request that we just did. No, it's not this. Fuck. No. Oh, okay, it's here. Okay. We're gonna do the Bigfoot and the Stormtrooper vlogs, but do y'all wanna knock out this Angry Cops video real quick? It's 11 minutes. I know I say that like it's a consolation. It's gonna be longer than 11 minutes because I'll be talking, but we can also check to see. I know, Decapitated, you've seen certain things from me that other people in here have not. Then again, it depends on how long everyone in here has been following me. You are one of the OGs. I do remember. I think I remember you from prior to 2020, because I started streaming in the whole YouTube thing started in 2018. And then 2020 really wasn't the channel didn't really pop off until 2020. We were kind of just like growing from 2018 to 2020, and then it popped off after that. I think strictly because of COVID. But I don't know what that means, Christian. Honestly, I'm debating the implications of what you just said. I don't know what that means. Before I start this, I kind of want to go take a smoke break. And when I say break, it's not that long. It like I literally load the bowl, fucking inhale it, and then it's gone in seconds, and then I come back inside. But let me go ahead and pull this up.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. You don't just give an extra hand. You give your whole heart because it feels good.
PT.
In the comics, the new Black Panther is a white guy. Yeah, no one's gonna care about that. Why? Because it's in the comics. If that change makes it to TV and film, that's when everyone starts crying about it. But that's cool. Because whatever, I got no stake in Black Panther. I don't really but that's cool, man. But again, it's in the comic books, and woke fuckers don't read comic books. That's why Black Panther is allowed to be white. But believe you me, bro, that shit makes it to TV and movies. Jesus Christ. Another AutoZone is getting burned down. That's for fucking sure. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh god damn. Alright. Yo. One more second. Let me go get me something to drink. I think X took my comment seriously about getting explosive. No. We don't do that much these days. Yo, I'd be actually really curious. When was the last time I actually raged? Like I used to back in the day. On this channel. If y'all can find it, bro, just link it to me. Give me the timestamp and link it. I gotta get a drink. Hold on. Dude, that's my my fourth bottle of water today. All right. Here we go. What does this say? overweight Navy chief goes viral. How? I feel like that's an oxymoron. An overweight chief. How can you be in a position of leadership if you can't meet the standards? Okay. Let's see.
PT. Physical training is very important in the military. Nobody wants a fat body in their ranks. Looking at you, Gomer Pyle.
You are a disgusting fat body, Private Pyle.
And since we've had our newly appointed Secretary of Defense,
I don't even think that Private Pyle was all that fat, to be honest. I met quite a few dudes in the military that had Private Pyle's build. But they were strong as fuck. And they were in shape. And they didn't fall behind or nothing. They had that body type. Like the fucking, kind of like the Hank Hill body type. You know? But, I don't know. I really wouldn't consider Private Pyle. I don't know. And they were good. They could run, sit up. They just looked fluffy. They weren't actually fluffy, if that makes sense. Sometimes looks can be deceiving.
Pete Hegseth, well, he's made it a point to go running and PTing with every freaking unit he can. And that's not on accident. You can rightfully ascertain that Pete Hegseth, our SecDef, is focusing on the physical fitness and capabilities of military members in every branch. And we can cut through the politically correct BS here. Yes, a svelte guy with muscles or a runner that is lean and mean looks 10 times better in uniform than some disgusting slob who looks like a real life.
Well, I get it, but to me, it's not about the way they look so much as it is about the way they operate. They can't. That's my problem. Yes, you look horrible in uniform when that looks terrible. It just does. And it doesn't look professional, and it's just like, I feel the same way about cops. Can't take a fat cop seriously. I just can't. I can't, bro. I can't. I'm not gonna be a dick to you or anything. I just don't take it seriously. Because you don't take yourself seriously enough to stay in shape to do such a physical, rigorous job. So, but for me, it's more so like, it's not about what you look, it's about what you can't physically do. And you can't keep up with me or the rest of us. So therefore,
version of the Michelin Man. When they squeeze themselves like sausage links into their dress uniforms. And won't you know, that's exactly what brings us here today, because the United States Navy's Nuclear Power Training Command had some promotions earlier on this month, and photos from that ceremony have spread throughout the military social media sphere like wildfire, or like a larded up sled or a greased up deaf guy. And here's the photo everybody's been looking at. From left to right, let's break it down. Fat, passing, outstanding runtime, exceeds the standards, and oh my God, what the is that? Who put an obese bowling pin in khakis? Now, I debated on whether or not it was even worth calling out this Master Chief. Yes, Master Chief. She got promoted from Senior Chief to Master Chief. I'm sorry she failed you.
But XMC, she's just gonna be working in a nuclear facility. She's not gonna be shooting or running or engaging the enemy or having to fucking take cover or be on foot patrols. It does not matter. It doesn't. You can't just put forth a standard and make everybody fucking follow it with an iron fist and then let her get away with this. No, and a Master Chief. Oh, is this the Space Force? No, it's Navy. Master Chief, you're in a leadership role. You're in a leadership position. Your whole fucking rank says leadership. How can you lead if you don't meet the standard? Physically and mentally. You know, it's a saying for NCOs in the Army, it's a saying. I will never make my soldiers do something or go somewhere that I wouldn't do or go myself. I will never make my soldiers do anything that I couldn't physically do myself. That's what makes a good leader. So, I don't know, for example, Master Chief, if you tell your soldiers to do 100 iron mics up and down the motor pool, y'all probably don't even have a motor pool. I'm just saying, though, man, you tell your soldiers to do 100 iron mics up and down the motor pool. Can you do 100 iron mics up and down the motor pool? Because leaders lead by example, right? You know, even in basic training, they don't just tell you to go to the ground and do a push-up. No, the first thing they show you is how to do it. The drill sergeant, him or herself, will get down on the ground with another drill sergeant instructing and teaching you about the form, and this is how you do it. Good. You know how to do it? Fantastic. On your feet. Position of attention move. Half right face. Front leaning rest position move. In cadence. But you're not going to be able to do that, ma'am, because you can. You can. And you know what's funny is I even hit up NCO with this, man, when I was in the service. Female NCO. And she hit me with iron mics. She's like, Falcon, you're going to do iron mics back and forth for like the next 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, Sergeant. Can you do those iron mics with me? I would really appreciate it if you would just do these iron mics with me. As it's just a good show of your leadership and just you being an NCO. And this will be a really good experience, right? If you would just do them with me. An NCO worthy of being an NCO would do it with their soldier. Right, Sergeant? She didn't answer. She didn't say anything. I was like, oh, that's right, because you're on profile, aren't you? Fuck your iron mics. She wasn't my direct line, so I got away with that. She did tell on me, but I didn't get in trouble because my team leader was fire. She wasn't my team leader. Nor my squad leader at all, whatsoever. That's why I got away with that. But oh, she was mad. She was mad. Very mad. Told on me, but nothing came of it because, like, get over yourself. If you can't do it, you can't tell anybody else to do it. Which begs the question, why are you in a leadership position? I'm just saying, man, and this is not a good look. It doesn't look good. I don't give a fuck what her job is. It's ugly. It's ugly.
Say hello to the new Topo Chico Hard Max with more margarita flavor and 8% ABV.
That sounds horrible.
And then I came to the realization, hey, if you're gonna put it out there, then we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about fitness standards today. But first, a word from this video's sponsor. If you want to get your feet wet in the world of firearms, SDI is where you start. There are online courses and hands-on training that they can send to you below to learn more. Now, I have two major issues with this photo and this entire promotion ceremony and the chief that's getting promoted in it. Actually, two chiefs, because there's the guy on the far other side that's so freaking heavy that his gut sticks out further than his titties.
I've got bigger titties than you do.
And you can't see his gosh dang bout. So you've got a problem too there, fatty.
Yeah, that's like...
Let's not just focus and say it's only a female issue. There's a killer whale on each side of this formation, flanking it from the left and the right. When these two heard there was gonna be submarine warfare, they were thinking of the sandwiches. How many $5 footlongs do we get? So here's my two issues, right? One, hey chief, what the f are you doing? How in the world do you not take personal responsibility for yourself and think, no, I meet the standard here.
And I'm dead sexy.
Yo, she might be the first service member to acquire diabetes while in the service. Maybe that's happened before, but shit.
I should definitely go for this. I didn't know the U.S. Navy got rid of mirrors because its female chief obviously didn't have enough time to reflect on whether or not this was a good time.
Yo, you know what it is? She heard about Hegseth's change that he was making, where it was going to be same standard overall in combat only jobs, which I think that if you're in the military, you are built for combat. You're made for combat. If shit hits the fan and we need all hands on deck, what are you going to do, Master Chief? What can you do? What are you capable of? And don't look at me like it's not a possibility, okay? And even if it wasn't, you have to be ready mentally and physically for if that was a possibility. You don't know. What if we do need all hands on deck? Huh? What if we need everyone from the people in operations to the cooks to the maintenance guys to the people that mainly never see combat? What if we need them? Huh? And we got your ass over here running a 27-minute mile. Not even a 27-minute 2 mile. You're a 27-minute mile. Man. Like, that's what I think about. That's what I think about. How weak is our weakest link? There it is. Yes.
For a promotion. And number 2, the highest issue that I have with this is the command. Shame on you, Navy Nuclear Power Training Command, for even putting this sailor in the position. You should have looked at that hot bag of garbage and said, no, nope.
No, Diabito.
You can come back when you meet the standard.
Yeah.
Because right now...
This basically is implying that there is no standard at all. But let me guess, Navy. I guarantee that everyone under the rank of goddamn Master Chief has to meet the standard though, huh? I guarantee that, I don't know the ranks for the Navy, but I guarantee that anything lower than E7 has to meet the fucking standards, right? Oh, I guarantee that's the case. Because rules for thee, but not for me, man. And you know what's funny? This isn't specific to the Navy at all. In the Army, we had a sergeant that worked in operations. Like, she looked like, she looked like if you took a blueberry and you blew it up 10 times. That's what she looked like, bro. She looked like a blueberry in uniform. That was the body type. And she was heavy. And this bitch never passed a PT test. Meanwhile, she always got to go on leave. She got promoted to E5. She never had to do remedial PT. Nothing. But everyone outside of operations, if you failed your PT test, you were coming in on Saturday. You were coming in on Sunday. Like, there were so many rules for us, bro. So many rules. You failed your PT test? Oh, you were doing remedial PT on the weekends. You were staying after work to do PT. You were coming in extra early to do PT. But if anyone from operations failed their PT test, nothing. Why? Because they literally worked in the same space as the commander. And, bro, when you have a whole bunch of ass kissing and you have a whole bunch of, I don't know, man, just politics, right? And motherfuckers don't want to hold their own accountable, but will hold everybody else accountable. And I would look at my commander sometimes and be like, man, why the fuck am I even goddamn trying? Why should I even have to show up to this PT test? This bitch fails it every single time and nothing happens to her. Ever! Why am I even trying? Why do I even show up to work? It's just stupid. Like, oh my God. And it builds resentment amongst your troops. bro, that there's one that is clearly not following or having to adhere to the standard. Meanwhile, they will get their ass reamed, bro, if they don't meet the same standard. And it basically just boils down to, you know what? Fuck you. That's what you're going to start getting from your troops. Bro, I'm telling you. I've been there. Like, you can't tell me shit. You're not in the standard. Oh, you're going to tell on me? Cool, go tell on me. And then the motherfucker's going to see it my way anyways. Not doing shit for you. You're not in the standard.
You look like somebody just filled up a garbage bag with hot dogs and then stuffed it in a khaki suit. And they can't even begin to defend themselves on, well, you know, there's a lot of people in the situation, you know. Some people we put through it.
No.
Because I went on your Facebook where you posted all these photos of people graduating, a class of like 82 people. There's a bunch of officers, and not even one single person was close to being half as big.
The people that actually work for a living. Bro, all these officers, man. She's literally the stereotype. Sits in an office all day. You have to. There's no way you don't. There's no way you don't. And god damn it, if you got a thyroid issue, then I'm gonna feel really, really bad, but I doubt that's the case.
As this freaking chief that you put up in front of God and everybody, smiling in her stretched out uniform looking like Pugsley.
And don't get mad. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. We're talking about a female here that's a little bit overweight. Don't get mad, ladies, talking about, oh, shame on you for talking about a woman like that. No, this isn't a woman. This is a soldier. You're not a woman. You're not a man. You're nothing. You're a soldier. Okay? Stop with your bullshit. Don't be crying. I don't want to hear you crying. No, 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 no. God damn it!
Freaking Adams! For Christ's sakes, her thighs are sticking out 6 inches further than her shoulders on both sides of her body. I'm not even sure how you can tell which way is front other than her face pointing forward because her ass end look.
And on top of that, I don't want to hear any shit either because this was put on the internet. You don't want anybody criticizing, ridiculing, critiquing you? Don't put it on the goddamn internet. Now, I mean chicken wing? Cool.
Looks exactly the same as the front of her. She's got to be close to 50% over a healthy body weight. She's literally morbidly obese.
To military standards, yeah.
Based on how...
Actually, I think to normal standards, actually. I mean, granted, I know what some people are going to say. Well, at least she's not like the people from The Biggest Loser. Yeah, cool. We should all be so fucking grateful that she chose not to weigh 500 pounds. Good. Instead, she only weighs 300. Fuck are we even talking about?
Tall everybody else is, I'm assuming 5'4", and the healthy weight for somebody that's around 5'4".
I'm not saying you can't be this big, ladies. You want to be this big, be this big. I don't give a damn. And in fact, I'd probably still smash, bro. Sometimes I like thick girls, but you just can't be in uniform. That's all we're saying. You can't be that big in uniform. We're not saying you can't be that big. You just can't be that big in uniform.
It's probably 120, 130 pounds for a female, right? In shape, running.
Yeah.
This person's got to weigh over 180 pounds.
No, dude. Even when I was in the service, at my heaviest, I was 180. And I still look more or less of what I look like right now. Granted, I was filled out more. I'm really skinny now. I've lost a lot of weight. But I didn't look like that at 180, bro. I looked completely fucking normal at 180. No, dog. Shit, that's over 230. That's over 230. I can tell. I've messed with bigger girls, bro. I can size them up pretty easily. That's over 230. I'm serious.
Surprised me if it was 210. The size of her pants, I could probably jump.
It's 230 and up, at the very least. That's what I'm looking at.
Into one leg and have enough room for another. Now, I was looking through a couple more photos, and there's another Navy guy putting on her freaking hat with that sweet Chiefs anchor. As strong as the anchor, as flexible as the chain, as heavy as both of them combined times 10. And he's trying to put on her hat like, oh, I wonder if this fits. You want her for hat fits, I want her for you.
This is just...
It's the anchor, as flexible as the chain, as heavy as both of them combined times 10. And he's trying to...
Man. Actually... No, that was with a K, not a... Okay, never mind. Anyways. I mean, you're probably a nice lady. I'm not talking bad about your character. None of us are. We're not even talking... Well, then again... Girl, I don't...
to put on her hat like, oh, I wonder if this fits. You want her for hat fits, I want her for uniform fits. The measurements you should be looking at aren't on her fucking head, it's around her waist. Now I'm going to give a little bit of leeway here. All right, look at me being generous. How dare I? Some people are saying that based on the awards that she has and the pins and where she's graduating from, she's probably in a nuclear sub, and those people are hard to find and come by when you go that high into the enlisted ranks. And if you're gonna go that deep into a specialty, it's difficult to find people with that high level of knowledge and experience to stay in the field that are qualified mentally for the job. And I can understand that.
I understand that as well. However, that's not a good excuse for what she looks like right now. I get the excuse, right? Like, oh, so she's overweight. It's hard to fill this position because there's, especially at this rank, there's not that very many people. Yeah, cool. I got you. But why hasn't the Navy been like, listen, we're about to promote you, and you're about to have, like, you know what I'm saying? Lose the weight. Lose the weight, okay? I've never seen the military have any problems at all at telling a fat male, hey, lose some goddamn weight, motherfucker. And they will literally say it just like that. In those same words. All right, fat bodies, time for some fucking PT. Y'all need to lose some goddamn weight so you can pass your PT test. I don't know why you decided to let yourself go or what the fuck you've been doing on your off time. That shit ends now. You're about to lose all this damn weight, right? That's if they just don't kick you out for failure to adapt. That's what that is. When you can't meet the standard physically for PT or anything like that, failure to adapt. So, like, I don't know, but she's going to stay, and she's going to do all that, and blah, 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 and I don't know. Make her lose the weight, man. Make her be in standard. What's so hard about that, man? And you have no problem telling all the males, getting onto them, right? Something tells me that because she is a chick, y'all are afraid of her. Because she's female, y'all don't want to say anything. But then again, that's wrong, because y'all also have a fat fucking dude up there, too. So it's just like... But again, I guarantee, if we look at your lower ranks, they're all in shape. I'm just saying, man.
But at the same time...
You can't enforce a standard for other people and not enforce it for certain ones.
You don't get this big because of 1 4-month deployment under the water, not having any physical fitness or activities to...
This is someone who doesn't do PT at all. Ever. Ever, bro. She gets off work, goes home, stuffs her face while watching Netflix. Man, that's what she does. This isn't she's not even someone that works out once a week. Man. Like, this is someone who doesn't work out at all. Period. At all whatsoever. She's... And dude? My sister doesn't do PT. She's in the Air Force. She doesn't do PT. Bro, if you're in the Army, this is going to make you throw the fuck up. Guess what time my sister's day starts in the Air Force? Guess what time her day starts? If you're in the Army, you're about to throw the fuck up. Guess what time her day starts? 9. 9. She wakes up around like 7-ish. Leaves out the house 7:45-ish. Maybe gets breakfast, gets to the installation somewhat early. She's still punctual, even though she didn't have to be there that early. She's still, 15, whatever, right? But I don't actually have to do shit till 9. And so she'll just wake up 7, 8-ish, get to work. That's it. If you're in the Army or the Marines, or you have been in the Army or the Marines, what you just heard is absolutely unfathomable to you. Because for you, you wake up at 5 a.m. You're at PT in formation at 6. You're stepping off for a 5-mile run with your first sergeant at 0630. 0730, 7:45 rolls around. You get to go take a shower, shit, shave, come back to work. You literally got like 45 minutes, maybe an hour, to do whatever you got to do and get your ass back to work. So everyone else's day starts at 5, bro. My sister, her day don't start till 9 in the Air Force. And then this lady right here, I'm assuming she's so high ranked she can probably make her own schedule. There's probably days she don't even go to work. Like, and when she's not at work, she ain't doing much.
Really focus on and take your mind off the job. You get this big from sitting on your pock-marked ass, eating Cheetos and licking your fingers clean, as well as every other member of the ship. And not properly tracking your diet. There is zero self-control when I look at a person like this in uniform.
I can't stop eating.
When you see a ho-ho, just say no. So yes, I can absolutely side with the Navy in saying, hey, there's a finite number of people that we have to choose from when it comes.
But that doesn't mean that you should let her stay like this. No. If I was the Navy, I'd be like, hey, so, we just promoted you. We just gave you like this really awesome position. Are you happy with that? You like that? You like what we did for you just now? All that stuff. And she's like, yeah, thank you so much. It's so great. I truly appreciate it. It's so amazing. I'm so grateful. And then the Navy can be like, okay, good. Well, we're glad you feel that way. So now, in order for you to keep this position, you're gonna have to lose all that weight. There you go. You want to keep that rank? Lose the weight. That's it. That point blank simple, man. It's cool. I get it. Let her keep the job. She may be amazing for the job, but she does not display physically what it means to be a soldier. She doesn't. She doesn't look like a soldier, man. Get her to look like one. Because I'm sorry, again, y'all want to keep preaching uniformity. Don't preach uniformity to the E4 Mafia. Meanwhile, she gets away with this. Okay? Just don't do it. It's not going to fly with the E4 Mafia. It's just not. And I'm telling you, soldiers will resent shit like this. They will. Even at the lowest level, they will resent shit like this. Why the fuck am I held to this very same standard that this person clearly does not have to abide by? Okay? And you'll get pushback from some disrespectful ass E4s. Bro, you will. So, like, whatever. I swear to God.
To this specialty. And I can also have my cake and eat it too and say, maybe we don't pick the fattest one that can't fit through a porthole. Now, this is unconfirmed, but at the moment, there are 2 from that class of Master Chief, 2 individuals whose rank is currently being held until they meet physical fitness requirement standards by the next, I think it was pay period or the following month. If that's true, you might want to put that out there to save your ass there, Navy. And trust me, there's a lot of ass that needs saving. And as much as I applaud you,
let me actually see what the Navy said here. Hold on.
They meet physical. There are 2 from that class of Master Chief.
Which I'm assuming is talking about the 2 we see right here.
2 individuals whose rank is currently being held until they meet physical fitness requirement standards by the next, I think it was pay period or the following month. If that's true, you might want to put that out there to save your ass there, Navy. And trust me, there's a lot of ass that needs saving.
If the Navy is talking about her in particular, which if they're not talking about her, this is bullshit because you're withholding rank from 2 other people that for a job. Meanwhile, you give it to her and you don't give her that same stipulation, right? So I'm assuming it's about her. And if it is, you're not getting rid of all of that in a month. I'm sorry. It's impossible. Short of you going cold turkey on basically just food, period, and adopting a cocaine lifestyle, you don't lose all this weight in a month. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I don't foresee it. And especially, I don't know. I had an ex lose a lot of weight because she worked her ass off at the gym, but you don't go to the gym. And I don't know how much motivation you have to keep your rank or to get a new one, but if you let yourself get to this point, imagine how hard it's going to be to motivate yourself to lose all that in 30 days or until the next pay period. Like, ain't no way. Nah. So, if they are talking about you, it's not happening. And if they're not talking about you, that's bullshit for the other would-be hopeful promotees that are being withheld because of the physical standard. Meanwhile, she just got promoted while looking like that. So which one is it? Is it about her or is it about 2 other ones and you're just like being hypocrites? I think it's about this one. But why go through the whole promotion and the pictures and the blah, blah, blah and the showing of her name if her rank was dependent on losing this weight? Which leads me to believe it might not even be about it, or I might be right. It might be about someone else, and you just let her slide for unknown fucking reasons. Man, someone check for knee pads on this one. I don't know, bro.
And as much as I applaud you doing the right thing and saying, all right, hold on, we've got to make sure that they pass it, I don't exactly trust you to do the right thing when the spotlight's no longer on you.
No.
Hey guys, it's been a month. Get out of here. Here's your rank. We won't double check on it.
Yeah.
And you might think you're being slick when you let that slide. But if they don't meet the standards that they're supposed to meet, both male and female, their subordinates are gonna see that real quick.
Yeah.
How hard are you gonna roll your eyes when this front butt in uniform tells you you don't look professional?
And you know what's, and here's the thing. I've never, let me think. No. Well, I've never seen a female that big in the Army. Maybe if you served, you have. I didn't. I saw males that big. There was this one. My second unit that he was actually bigger than this, and I was like, dog, what the fuck, man? He couldn't pass his run, barely do fucking sits. I think he ended up getting chaptered out of the military because he just couldn't do PT, man. Eventually, but he was big, dude. Good guy, really good guy, really good soldier. On time, would do his work, would do his job. It's just like, bro, he was big, dude. I never saw females this big in the Army. The only female I saw even remotely close to being big was one of my female NCOs that I had my second unit, and she wasn't even big, bro. She just had really big boobs, and she was like, she had kind of like that. She had a really thick waist, right? More than likely she had a fat ass, but that uniform is not flattering on women. So, but I saw her in civilian clothes. Yeah, dude. And you want to know why? Because we do PT in the Army. Man, we wake up before work and we work out. Y'all don't do any of that. Why? Bro, why? I know y'all are in the Navy, and I know that y'all aren't doing ruck marches, and y'all aren't walking up mountains, and y'all aren't doing foot patrols through villages and stuff like that. But in the case of, I don't know, man, you're on the high seas. What if you get boarded? What if something happens? Like, what if you actually have to fight? It's like this whole notion of like, oh, I can let myself go. I don't have to be in shape because I'm in a position where I don't have to fight. You don't know that. You don't know that. Oh, God. And it's just like, okay.
Professional. You need to shave because you don't look professional in uniform. There's a standard that you need to maintain. What's the standard? The standard unit of measurement for you is a kiloton. I made a video, I think it was last year, about the Navy being the fattest branch, and holy sh**, did you take that title and run with it? Well, I shouldn't say run with it. I guess sit down and eat with it. What? Now, as critical as I'm being about this male and female sailor's weight, I will say I'm rooting for you. You made a mistake. You didn't get anybody hurt. You're just fat, which is what you are. You're fat. But of all the things in life, that's probably the easiest to solve. It's not a marriage. It's not PTSD. You don't need therapy for a long period of time and somebody to talk to. Although you do need therapy, but it's a physical therapy, not a mental one. Yeah. You count your calories. You just eat less. You do less of something.
Or, I don't know. Rich. First time I think I've called you by your name. Or you can just, I don't know, man. As a collective, you can just do PT. Navy, do y'all do PT? At all? Ever? And why doesn't she have to do it? And why isn't she not doing it? Because when I was in the Army, bro, I saw majors, I saw lieutenant colonels, I saw all types of people doing PT in the morning. It didn't matter your rank. Officers did PT, albeit they could do it by themselves, and oftentimes they chose to do it by themselves. Lieutenants, second lieutenants, first lieutenants, captains, majors, all that stuff. They all did PT in the morning, and then they went to work. And dude, I thought that, and that it's so automatic in the Army. It's so automatic in the Army. Like, you look at everyone, you go on a military installation and look and just look around. If you see someone in uniform, I guarantee you that person was awake at 5:30 in the morning for PT. If they're in uniform, they were awake for PT. Mind you, unless they were on some kind of like guard duty or doing something that required to wear like a staff duty or something like that, to where they were exempt, right? Or maybe they had an off day. They did PT that day. That's it. And I don't even... This is what happens when you leave it up to the soldier. That's what it is. Something tells me that you're lower enlisted, you make them do PT, but when it comes to the higher enlisted, it's like optional.
You shovel less in your mouth, and perhaps that's one of the reasons why I'm so frustrated. You don't get this from understanding what a calorie deficit is. Do you know how much additional food you have to eat to pack on an additional 50% of your own body's mass?
Want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
The underlying issue of why everybody is so pissed off about this person being promoted is that you can see there's no discipline.
Yeah,
there's no self-control. There's no accountability. So what the are we doing promoting this person? And why in the world are you thinking that you're ready for a promotion? The selfishness and naivety, the inability to read the room of saying, you know what? I know I'm a little out of shape, but I can handle it. I deserve this. I meet the standard. No, you don't. So if there is a silver lining out of what we get out of this entire video today, is that you have a little bit of hope, Chief, but don't you squander it. Because I'm telling you right now, your subordinates will send me a photo of you with your Master Chief anchor and stars on your collar. When you go to your next command and say, guess which bloated buffoon buoyed their way over here and is now in charge of me, telling me I need to shave or that my uniform isn't kept to the way and standard that it should be, etc., etc., etc. The best way to support the channel is get yourself a shirt.
I told you. That's what it is. You can't follow nor take orders from a leader who doesn't meet the standards themselves. They should be the example, man. Like, I remember in basic training, some of us, we came up with this plan to just catch a drill sergeant slipping, right? To just catch him slipping. Maybe a name tape. Maybe his flag was on the wrong side. Maybe his combat pack. Maybe his rank was missing, right? Maybe his uniform was dirty or something like that. And we had it in our heads that we were going to look for something, right? So that one day, not even as a way to get out of trouble, but just one day, us as a collective, we could be like, drill sergeant, this, and this, right? Just to correct him. Yeah, I'm here to tell you, guys, that never happened. It never happened. Not one fucking time. Those dudes are professionals through and through. Man, they were never missing anything. They always had everything. Their uniforms were always great, like everything. There was nothing, literally nothing, that we could nitpick off of our drill sergeants. Nothing. And we were hella confident. We're gonna find something on this. We're gonna find something on these dudes, man. One day they're gonna slip, man. One time they're gonna forget. Nope. That's it. That is how you set an example. That is, and when you can set an example and you're always doing the right thing and you look the part and you can behave the part and you can physically do the part, you're going to have people follow you. You're going to give an order and that person is going to be like, Roger that. Because they know that they're doing it for someone worthy of giving an order, right? And this lady, you're not worthy of taking orders from. Man, not even from the lowest soldier. The E1, the E nothing that just got into the service. That soldier has more discipline than you, so why would he take orders from you? You see what I'm saying? It's just like, and that's the way, that's how leadership is formed. That's how leadership goes. You have to have faith in your leadership. If there's no faith in the leadership is pointless. The leadership shouldn't even fucking be there, right? So, There we go. Oh man, I was gonna read comments. Hold on. I'm sure there's some. We are not a traditional cafe. There's some fun ones in here probably. Even saying 210 pounds is being very generous of you. That woman is for sure 250 or above. I said 230 and up. So, yeah, I can just tell, man. I know my big girls. How did she get to E9 like that at all? That is a failure of leadership at a lot of levels. Wow, so that's... I never inquired because I don't know the ranks of the Navy, but that's what a Master Chief is? It's the equivalent of a Sergeant Major? That's crazy. She is suffering from PTSD. Pizza, tacos, spaghetti, and donut. That's why I wanted to read the comment section. Oh, man. It never fails. No comment section ever fails, man. When I was deployed in GWAT, I made the regrettable observation that the US was the only military that sported obese personnel. Not chubby, out of shape, but obese. Every branch except the United States Marine Corps. Yeah, because the Marines don't put up with that. They refuse to put up with they refuse to put up with that. Even the highest ranking person in the Marines can smoke, I want to say 90% of Army personnel in PT. For the exception of like your special operators. They can. Because they're all about it. Like, that is the lifestyle. There is no other life to live. That's it. It's PT and then terrorizing your enemy. Whatever the enemy is. Right? So when I was in the Navy, retired in 2002, if you were out of standards, they would deny you the ability to advance. If you failed to meet standards after a set period of time, you could look forward to being involuntarily separated. Ah, pendulum swings. Yeah. This didn't happen overnight. That took years to get that bad. Yeah. Her superiors were turning a blind eye for half of her career. For why? I don't know. Didn't do her any favors. Man. At all. The same group that can produce Navy SEALs is the same group that's producing that. There is a massive disconnect. There is a massive disconnect, man. And I'm telling you, if you are a new leader, whether it be you are a brand new buck sergeant or you are a brand new lieutenant, man, if you are a leader, bro, make sure that all your shit is good, man. For real. Because that is how you're going to get people to follow you. It's by being on time, right? By being in the right uniform, by looking the part, by doing good in PT, by doing good at the range and all that stuff. And that way, when you give people orders, those soldiers will be receptive because they know that you're capable, right? They know that you're capable of doing everything you are telling them to do, right? So for instance, that one example I gave you, sergeant trying to get me to do iron mics, and this bitch had been on profile for a whole month. Are you even allowed to be on profile for a whole month? I rolled my ankle playing basketball, and they put me on profile for like 3 days. And after that, I had to just suck it the fuck up. My NCO was like, they gave you ibuprofen, right? I was like, yeah, but this bitch still kind of really hurts to walk on, man. He's like, you'll be fine. You're just going to work on BII. That's it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I appreciate it, but like, whatever. But yeah, so you don't build respect. You don't build leadership that way. You don't build camaraderie with your troops, man. It's just like, no. It's the equivalent of a civilian trying to tell a soldier how to operate. No. First off, hold on. Time out. You're not in the service. You don't get to do that. Okay? That's for my leadership to do, not you. Right? So that's wild. She went to a costume party dressed as the USS Iowa. Honestly, I'm more impressed that the military was willing to spend the money to get clothes made that large. Yeah, because naturally, CIF, I don't think carries those sizes by default. Then again, that's a dress uniform. You kind of have to buy those. There are no ex-Marines. Dude, I don't even think I've ever seen an ex-Marine that fat. Because, you know, when you get out of the service, you let yourself go a little bit. You start eating a little bit more donuts or pizzas. You work out a little bit less, right? But you're still active enough to where you're not a complete fucking slob, right? I don't even think I've ever seen an ex-Marine that big. Or a prior Marine that big. It's just, I don't know. But I have seen Army people this big before. and they were dudes. I never saw chicks this big in the army. The only chicks I ever saw that big in the army, bro, they were pregnant. Whatever. Right, that's it. Other than that, it was just the dudes. And it wasn't even high-ranking dudes, man. There was a dude that big. There was an E4 just like me, and like he was just insanely big. And he would get. I remember my first unit. We had a big guy in my first unit, and he failed his PT test. Well, when I had got there, he passed his PT test, right? Barely, bro. I'm talking barely, like barely, by the skin of his scrotum, right? Like barely. And I get to the unit. The first thing I do is take a PT test with him and a whole bunch of other people. He barely passes it. And then fast forward like a couple of months, you know, we take another PT test, and he fails it. Right? He gets put on remedial PT. He's having to do PT on the weekends, and so my NCO, he tells me, he's like, hey, come out to remedial PT with me while I do PT with these guys, and just do PT with me, and on Monday you don't have to show up to PT. And I was like, oh, okay, bet. Cool. Really? He just wanted someone there with him, and he was a sergeant, but like we were really good friends. He just wanted me there. And so I show up, and I'm just like, I'm doing my own thing, just watching all these other people that suck at PT or can't do PT, right? And he's in the group. And this isn't just people from my platoon. This is people from the entire company that failed PT. And Sergeant Vasquez was in charge of remedial PT for these fuckers. So, you know, he had me go out there with him. So I go out there. And everyone's doing their thing, right? Everyone's doing PT. They're either doing it, or they're like struggling, or they're like getting gassed, or they're just like, right? Doing whatever. Fat boy is on the track. Fat boy's on the track, and he's running, right? And I'm looking at him from like far away, and I'm standing right next to Sergeant Vasquez. And I'm looking at him, and bro, he's just trucking along, man. Like, he's barely moving. I don't even think he's going a mile per hour. He's just like barely moving, but like his body's moving in a way that looks like he's running, but he's not really moving all that fast. Right? It's like you're moving your hands really quickly, but you're walking right. That's kind of like what he was doing. And so at one point he stops for a second, and he stops, right? Just like dead stops, and just like stares at us, just like looks at us, just turns and looks at us from like far away. He's like, I don't know, 75, oh, it's like 50 yards, 75 yards away. And he just throws up everywhere. He pukes, and then he looks up at us, and he's like, why the fuck am I out here? I'm not a goddamn ranger. This is bullshit. And dude, I look at Sergeant Vasquez, and I just fall the fuck out laughing. And I'm like, bro, none of us are goddamn rangers except for Sergeant Torres. I was like, I'm not even... What is he talking about? Like, dude, I couldn't breathe. He was just like, he was losing his mind. He was screaming at us from like 50, 60 meters away. He's like, this is fucking horse shit. And then I look over at everyone else, and everyone's just like still doing their own thing, right? Still either doing it or struggling. And then this guy's just running the track, screaming at the heavens and just like cursing. And it's like, God damn fucking bullshit. And I couldn't. I fell the fuck out. And I couldn't maintain any kind of semblance of like professionalism. Sergeant Vasquez was like, dog, you gotta go if you're gonna like laugh like that. I was like, I'll be back. I promise, I'll be back. Like, I went to the nearest porta-john and just like cried laughing. I just couldn't do it, man. It just like caught me off guard. It's like the fact that he threw up and still had the energy to scream at us after puking. But if I throw up, I'm done. I'm just like, I'm passing out. Oh, it was so good. It was so funny. And yeah, next PT test, he still failed. I don't think he made it, dude. I think he got separated before we deployed, to be honest. I don't think that dude deployed with us. Yeah. Anyways, he was very upset. He's like, You're treating us like we're fucking rangers. I was like, buddy, if we were treating you like you were a ranger, you would be dead. Like, you wouldn't have time to yell at us. Like, there's no way. Oh, dude, I was like, man, I've been doing the same PT. I'm fine, dude. You just need to you need to go to the dining facility more. He's like, the fuck is that supposed to mean? I was like, well, because if you went to the dining facility, they only give you so much food, dog. But what do? Your ass be going to Burger King every day. I see you, dog. I see you. When I'm going to the PX to buy alcohol, I walk past you going to Burger King. And then when I get the alcohol, right, I walk back to my room, and you're still at Burger King, man. Like, say what you want about my drinking problem, but you have an eating problem. Like, holy shit. Oh, man. I don't think French Foreign Legion are fat. Bro, there's a lot of militaries that, like, they don't operate this way. Most militaries don't operate this way. They're not going to allow you to be in their ranks and be obese, which, yeah, somebody said that they noticed that it was just an American military thing. And I have to say, it kind of is. I don't think I've ever seen a Russian soldier that fat. I don't think I've ever seen a Chinese soldier that fat. I don't think I've ever seen a Canadian soldier that fat. I don't think I've ever seen an Australian soldier that fat. Ever. So it's not just us that has standards. It's militaries around the world, because they understand that fat doesn't work for combat. And it just doesn't work, period. Okay? If not for combat, the fact that your soldiers aren't going to listen to you if you look this way. They're not. They just won't. They'll refuse. That's it. Like, would you guys take kindly to a homeless person giving you life advice? No! I've got no house, no nothing. He's homeless. Why don't I take life advice from this man? He wouldn't have been complaining about the heat if he were sent to Afghanistan. Who? The fat boy that I was talking about? That was the crazy thing, bro. We were in Italy. The weather was amazing in Italy. When it was hot, yeah, it was hot, but it wasn't like down south of Georgia, Alabama hot. Just miserable, right? When it was hot, it was just regular hot, man. It's hot. You sweat a little bit, whatever. It snowed in Italy though, right? It gets cold. And at the time that we were doing this whole remedial PT for these fuckers, it was like the most amazing weather. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. It was like that one perfect medium of just like that fall weather where like the leaves start to change and shit. And motherfucker was just complaining to complain. Spent too much time eating fucking triple cheeseburgers instead of just. And this was, bro, an airborne infantry unit, man. How the fuck he got that way? I don't know, but the unit didn't put up with it. I don't know where he was before he got there, but yeah, I don't know. I think he may have been my MOS, and he had the same mentality that girl probably had. He was my MOS. His mentality was that, like, because he wasn't infantry and because he wasn't airborne, that he shouldn't have been subjected to the same physical standards that all of the other people were. And it's just like, no, bro, we're all the same fucking unit. And when we deploy, we're all deploying together. They're not just going to deploy the airborne guys. They're not just going to deploy the infantry guys. We're all going to be on that same fucking fob. What are you talking about? Like, what? Your logic makes no sense. What, because you're an 88 mic and you're a driver, that all of your physical standards should just go out the window because you're just sitting in a vehicle? Yeah, you're not always going to be in that vehicle, motherfucker. And what if that vehicle gets blown up? Now you're on foot, and fat. You're dead. Oh, okay. All right. That'll be a fun one to edit for later. What are we doing? Ah, yes. We're gonna do the Bigfoot vlog. And let me tell you something. There's no worse thing than being fat in combat. Okay? It's the equivalent to all these thug boys that try to run away from cops with their pants sagging. You're gonna trip, you're gonna fall, you're gonna get caught. That's literally what it's like to be fat in combat. I don't know what to tell you. Man, okay. The world according to AI. Wait, which one are we watching? Hold on. This one, it just pops right up.
Common sense says don't get weighed down.
Bro, this is what AI has come to, huh? This... Okay. My God, it actually looks somewhat real. Doesn't it? Jesus Christ. Yo, Bigfoot got... You know how I know this is AI? Bigfoot's got better teeth than I do. I know that's AI. I didn't suffer through 4 years of braces just to be outdone by fucking Bigfoot in the teeth department. You fucking me? That's how you know it's fake. At least me.
Hey everybody, welcome to A Day in the Life. Time for a snack, guys. So first thing you need to do is really dig your toes in there and find a good grip. Look at this view. Oh my goodness, it's incredible. I like to come here for my bath, and you can see the waterfall, and it's very refreshing, so let me show you. I love the cool water. I got one. Quick lunch break, guys. Caught this trout upstream near the bend. Cold water keeps the meat firm and sweet.
It's so important to maintain a strong mental health when you're using.
Oh my God. I was wondering that. I was like, I'm wondering if he's gonna get to the part where like he sees a human and like gets spooked and runs away, which is why a lot of humans think they see Bigfoot, but they can never prove it because the bastard just runs. Nah, no one can ever prove it because he kills who sees him.
Using social media.
We're going on a special foraging expedition for some awesome mushrooms. And a pro tip, that's where they usually are. I found a prime patch. They flourish this time of year.
Eat them. Eat them. I knew it.
What's up, guys?
However you book your car, first check.
Oh my God. What?
Kayak to compare hundreds of travel sites. Then do what people do. Recheck sites Kayak already checked. Check routes.
Like, hold on. Where the fuck did these goddamn Delta Zetas come from? What is this? You know, I saw this once on a naughty site. It was called Blacked. There's more white in this one than there is in that other one. Yikes. Yo, dude. I'm so down to watch more of these. Dude, right. I choose to believe that it's a real vlog filmed in an alternate universe. Yeah. That's what I want to believe in my head. That's what I'm going with from now on in my head. Don't tell me this is AI. From now on, this is real to me. It's real to me. This is actually kind of an interesting premise for a series of shorts, and I'd fucking watch all of them. Why? I don't know. It's fun. I'll watch this thing do anything, to be honest. Oh, man. Dude. Why stop at Bigfoot? You're actually right. A day in the life of your favorite cryptids? Yo, you can make one about, like, a roly-poly. I wonder what their life is like. And eventually, they're gonna get caught by a vindictive, petty little bored 8-year-old like me, and they're gonna suffer the wrath of a magnifying glass. However, what do they do before they get to that point? Huh? It's interesting shit. Aw, dude. Yeah. I'm subscribing. Just on the off chance y'all never request this again, I can just watch this on my own. It's sad. I'd kind of actually rather watch this than the Discovery Channel. Everything's real there. Jesus Christ, man. This is crazy. The realism of the trees, the woods, setting is insane. And the interaction with the water, very good looking. God. Speaking of Jesus Christ. I mean, guys. I would watch an AI vlog of Jesus. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna be the first sacrilegious bastard to bless us with AI Jesus vlogs for the first time? Yo, who's showing up to that? I'm fucking there. I'm there. Could you imagine him? Could you imagine the Last Supper with a goddamn selfie stick? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. So what's up, guys? Right here. Got Judas. All right, moving on. Guy's kind of a fucking dick. Cool. Right? Like, man, that would be so hilarious. Okay. Who's ready for the Stormtrooper AI? That's, wait, Katai requested that, right? Where's Katai? He has his own channel, Bigfoot Boys Vlog. Hold on. I know, Christian, that's what would be great about it. Because it would piss people off and I could laugh at them being mad. Okay, alright. Dude, I ran out of donuts. Yesterday, I got 6 donuts. And today, I have 0 donuts. Yeah. It feels bad. Felt really bad on my stomach too this morning. I don't know what I was thinking. Just really baked, had the munchies, and just decided to kill all 6 instead of just spreading them out over a course of a week. I think I might have less self-control than that Master Chief. Except, I don't retain weight that way. So, it's wild. Yo, hopefully... Hold on. I can at least... Oh my god, so hot. All right. Stormtrooper vlogs are up next. But I'm going to take a smoke break before I do that. So let me type this in first. Oh, I fucked this. Oh no, it's right here. Dude, that's so fantastic. I approve of this use of AI. Everything else that likes to get fucking weird and strange, not really, but this is fine with me. Oh, Stormtrooper vlogs. Okay. You hate donuts? I mean, technically, I only eat one kind of donut. I don't. Just your regular glazed donut. That's it. I used to like all the other shit, just like different kinds of stuff, but no. It already has enough sugar. I don't really like adding any more chocolate or like cream filling or anything like that anymore. That's just too much. Dude, Stormtroopers and a Yeti. Yeti with a GoPro holding a 4 Loko. My buddy told me about something, a new alcohol that just came out because I think he might be an alcoholic that's like stronger than 4 Locos, and he was telling me about it. He was like super excited, and I'm like, man, I don't drink, dude, but thanks for the Adventures of Dave and Greg. All right. This is the complete storyline of all the vlogs put together. Fuck yeah. Fantastic. We're going to watch it all in one go. Bet. When I return. Hold on. Because I don't... Yeah, that's probably a fake thumbnail. I refuse to believe that it actually shows that in the video. Lies. More lies. This is gonna be really loud, sorry. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, we're gonna open this. Fucking A. Okay. Well, Katai's not here, but lucky for her, I can just upload this. Or she can watch it back.
All right, boys. Orders just came in from Vader.
Hold on. All right, so there's chapters to this. We got first chapter, Endor Forest. Go.
All right, boys. Orders just came in from Vader's bitch ass, and me and Greg are headed to Endor. Forest mission,
Yo.
easy terrain, little recon work. Should be chill. Okay, Greg, I'm telling you, I've seen like 5 of those little...
There's no... I bet you won't say that to his face. Like... I bet you won't say that to his face. But this is so believable, bro, because, you know, I was in the military once, and I felt that way sometimes about some of my leadership. Okay, that caught me off guard. Like, what if, like, Vader put cameras inside of your barracks room? I'm assuming that's what this is, your barracks room. Wouldn't put it past him. Heard I was a bitch boy, huh? It just fucks you up, force chokes fuck out of you. All right, okay, here we go. Sorry. Okay, I hear.
All right, boys. Orders just came in from Vader's bitch ass, and me and Greg are headed to Endor. Forest mission, easy terrain, little recon work. Should be chill. Okay, Greg, I'm telling you, I've seen like 5 of those little teddy bear looking things. One of them had a spear.
Well, guess they were real.
I thought you were joking.
We're gonna die in a tree hammock because of you, Greg.
We got out! We got out! Greg chewed through the net like a psychopath, and now the teddy bears are chasing us. They're throwing things, Greg. Why are they so fast?
Man, teddy bear.
I hate my job. Okay, we've been getting shot at for 6 hours. I haven't eaten.
I don't want to die out here before Battlefront 3.
Guys, I think I lost Greg. I swear he was right behind me.
Yo, that's so good. And, dude, there may be a Battlefront 3 on the way. Who knows, man? If it is, I'll play it. If it's not as egregiously as predatory as its predecessor tried to be, with the fucking microtransactions and the whole pay-to-win scheme they had. Anyways, that was good. You know, I'm starting to notice why y'all have terrible aim, because y'all just be vlogging the whole time. That's what it is.
We've been getting shot at for 6 hours. I haven't eaten.
I don't want to die out here before Battlefront 3.
Guys, I think I lost Greg. I swear he was right behind me. I turned around for 1 second and he was gone.
Man, Greg really has to stop getting in trouble. Bro, we just got back from Endor. We still got leaves in our armor, and now Vader's bitch ass is sending us to Hoth. Greg, what you think?
Silent shrug?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Bro, Greg! Can you...
You hella disrespectful to Vader. He just saved your ass, though. Like...
Fucking drive? I swear, if we die in this tin can before we even freeze to death on Hoth.
All right. We just landed.
Greg!
Get your ass up!
I can't feel my everything.
We are so dead.
He said, I can't feel my everything.
Okay, it's your turn to stand watch.
I did it last time.
No, I did it last time. You just stared at the wall and said you were visualizing threats.
Okay, so we're in the middle of an active firefight. People are screaming, stuff's exploding, and Greg's over there building the damn snowman. Bro, I've had enough. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
He's still carrying the head of the snowman.
Dude, we are so dead.
I think I disabled the shields instead of the landing gear.
Cool.
Oh, no.
Love that for us.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we actually made it back without getting in trouble. No officers stopped us, no alarms. I think we're in the clear.
Shoot! I think it's Vader. Greg, run!
So, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all are some pussies when he's around, though.
I think Vader's been watching the vlogs.
No way.
All right, so we're out of the cell. Vader didn't kill us. Turns out he likes the vlogs. So now we're not getting executed. Just stuck cleaning.
You lucky fuckers. You lucky fuckers. The plot armor that y'all have right now. All right.
Floors for the next month. Greg still got choked, though. Honestly. Could be worse. Day 3 of floor duty. Watch out, this spot right here is slippery as hell. Morning, guys.
Morning.
So, guys, we finally finished our punishment.
Never touching a mop again.
And now we got assigned a new mission. No more janitor duty. We're back, baby. We don't actually know what the mission is yet, but we were told to report to Shuttle Bay 7 in full gear, so fingers crossed it's not Mustafar.
If it's Endor again, I'm faking a leg injury.
So, guys, we just got our new mission, and, yeah.
That guy's leader of the E4 Mafia.
Looks like we're going to Tatooine. All right, this is it. We're shipping out for Tatooine. High heat, endless sand, probably locals that hate us. Sounds amazing.
I preloaded the nav route myself.
Oh, no.
I told you, Greg. I told you not to touch the nav system.
I followed the route!
You plotted it upside down, Greg.
This is so good.
What the fuck are you doing?
Correcting for wind shear.
We've landed. If you can even call this landing.
Shit.
That was the smoothest one yet.
Y'all crashed.
There is no way this man passed flight school. We've been walking for like 2 hours. It's 150 degrees.
If we keep a good pace, we'll be there by nightfall.
Greg, Tatooine has 2 suns. We finally made it to the base. Guys, it's the next morning. Somehow, me and Greg...
Yo, Greg needs to drink more water, man. He keeps passing out.
Greg survived the hike, the heat, and Greg's piloting. We're finally chilling. So we're heading into town for patrol, because apparently walking across a desert wasn't enough cardio. We've been assigned to keep the peace. Okay, guys, so, like you saw in the last video, after Greg's terrible flying, we've ended up here on Tatooine. And now we're on patrol duty in town. All right, guys, patrol duty is officially done for the day. Huge shout out to you guys. We just hit 100K followers on TikTok. So to celebrate, we're gonna go drink something questionable in a sketchy Tatooine bar. All right, guys, end of the day. Patrol's done, no explosions, no paperwork. We're officially off duty, and we've got drinks that may or may not be safe for human consumption. Okay, guys, so Greg went to grab another round. Pretty sure Was that Greg? All right, so we're heading back to base. Greg got kicked out for being Greg. I finished both drinks. Nobody died. I'm calling that a win. All right,
I'm loving it. I don't know. This reminds me, I swear to God, this one little thing right here. This reminds me of Marines, dude.
Okay, guys, so Greg went to grab another round. Pretty sure Was that Greg? All right, so we're heading back to base. Greg got kicked out for being Greg. I finished both drinks. Nobody died. I'm calling that a win. All right.
That's the most Marine shit I've ever heard. No one died. I'm calling it a win. Ah, dude.
All right, guys, it's the next morning. And I just realized we don't have a ship to get back to the Death Star because Greg's dumbass destroyed it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're heading back into town to look for parts to fix the ship. Neither of us really knows what we're doing or what we're even looking for, so yeah, this is gonna be our first time trying to fix a ship. Wish us luck. So, guys, I think we found some of the parts we need to fix the ship. Hopefully everything works. I said hopefully. All right, we've been out here for hours, but I think we finally got everything working again. We had to trade 3 credits, a power cell, and Greg's dignity to get the parts. Hey, Greg, you connected all the main systems, right? Nav, thrusters, life support, hyperdrive?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
No.
Good. All right, guys, moment of truth. Time to see if this thing actually turns on.
Hey,
Let's go. It actually worked.
we're so back!
Somehow we pulled it off. We're getting off this rock. Feels like we just got here, but we've actually been stuck on Tatooine for 3 months. But hey, ship's alive. Finally. We just flew out of Tatooine.
Finally.
On our way to the Death Star, and for once, nothing's on fire. Maybe things are finally turning around.
We're almost at the Death Star. Just a few more minutes and...
Oh my... Dude.
I think we lost power.
Greg! I thought you connected everything.
I thought I did.
We're going down.
Oh my
Greg,
God.
what do we do?
I don't know. Everything's flashing red.
We are actually gonna die this time. Where are we? Greg?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh no. Greg? Greg, wake up, man. Come on.
Dude, Greg is always...
Greg, seriously, get up.
Oh, I'm awake.
Dude.
Okay, where the hell are we?
Is that Alderaan? All right, new plan. We sneak in, grab a ship, and get out.
I swear I saw something a while back. Vader had a plan to blow this place up.
Oh, yeah. We're leaving. We're blowing up this shit-ass planet. Any questions?
Dude, I'm so fucking done. This is all Vader's fault. Tatooine was cursed, man. Nothing has gone right since. Maybe this was his way of punishing us.
We're talking
Greg,
shit.
That's the one. That's the ship. Act casual, go.
Let's go! We stole the ship. We're out of here.
Hello?
Oh no.
All right, buddy, time to go.
Fuck are you?
Wait, where even are we? Somewhere not Alderaan. You'll figure it out. Guys, after 5 months, we're finally back home. I forgot what a bed looks like.
Whoa.
You two idiots have a new assignment, especially you, Greg.
Man, we didn't even sit down yet.
Well, guys, Vader's bitch ass gave us another assignment. Hopefully this one's at least easier than the last 5 missions.
Dave, Greg, Speeder Patrol. Endor perimeter?
Finally.
All right, guys, we just touched down on Endor. Vader gave us speeder patrol duty, so now we gotta go track down the bikes and start patrolling. Let's try not to die this time.
Hey, Greg, you know how to drive one of these, right?
Of course. What, you think I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it.
I think both of
All
you
right,
are.
we're moving now. These things are way faster than they look. And there he goes.
Greg.
Oh my God.
Greg, wake up, man.
What happened?
Dude. At this point, dude, I think Greg has fallen or passed out or lost consciousness or straight up been knocked the fuck out like 6 times or 7. If I see it again, I'm laughing again. It's killing me. Like,
You crashed into a tree.
yeah.
Dude, you good?
I think so, wait.
Oh, shit, that little shit's taking my bike. I swear he went this way.
Did y'all just get carjacked by Yoda? How embarrassing.
He's long gone by now.
Guess we're walking back to the base. All right, sun's down.
I couldn't see it all that well.
We're still miles from the base.
That was either Yoda or like a really, really small Chewie, but...
So this is it for the night? Should be safe, as long as we're quiet.
Guys, something's wrong. Greg? Greg, this isn't funny. Where the hell did you go? I think someone took him.
Okay, guys. I found him.
No.
They've got...
It wasn't Chewbacca. It was... Well, I don't know what the fuck those things are. This one looks like the kid from Jumanji when he was in monkey form.
Got Greg tied up. We're getting him back.
So guys, I couldn't show you what I did to those Ewoks, but needless to say, we don't got to worry about them anymore.
Well, guess those little guys were also the ones that stole my bike, so I took it back. Never letting you sleep on watch again, bro.
Here. For saving my ass, bro.
Don't make a habit of it.
So, we've got a meeting with Vader today.
Oh, good.
No idea what it's about, but if it has anything to do with the last speeder patrol, I swear.
Be sure to call him a bitch in the meeting, please.
Wish us luck.
I've been monitoring your field performance closely, and I believe you are ready to train a new recruit.
Oh,
What?
no.
What?
Your new recruit, Jimmy.
Oh, God.
Hi, guys.
All
right, guys. Day one of training.
Now it's not just two stupid ones. Now it's Ewoks. Yeah, I don't know much about Star Wars to really would have known what the fuck those were, but now there's two idiots. Now there's three idiots instead of two.
Training with Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy, safety off, aim downrange, and what are we gonna do with this guy? Greg, he makes you look like a genius.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
My bad. We're doomed.
Yeah.
Is he dead?
Probably.
We're checking on that.
That was so good. Oh, where's more of that? What was this? The Adventures of Dave and Greg. This is Dave and Greg Part 2. They fight Yoda. Oh, dude. I know what we're doing for the next however long we can continue to find these fucking videos. Stormtroopers go Jedi hunting on a wild planet? No, I don't think that's an AI video. How Greg ever even passed his training, I don't know. But hold on, let me see if there's anything else on the list, because if there ain't, I might watch part 2 of this. No, we can watch part 2 of this if y'all want. Yeah, dude, that was so good. I don't want to die out here before Battlefront 3. Someone said if Disney takes it down, it's canon. Dude, that was so good. I would assume that's how it is. Like, none of them like Vader, but Vader knows this. I would assume, dude, I would love to assume that this is just 100% accurate to a stormtrooper, because I've always said, I remember one time, I don't think if I said it on stream or I said it on video, I think I just said it to myself. I was like, wow, if their shooting is any indication of like just how smart they are, then they're not that smart at all, bro. They're actually fucking idiots. So yeah. That seems about right. And Vader is, I don't know, I can't tell if I like I can't tell if the Vader in here is accurate or not, because he gives them a lot of leeway. He's very patient with them, almost like how patient a parent is with their children when they're being stupid. That just doesn't strike me as Vader at all. He strikes me as like, there's so many stormtroopers and they're so easily replaceable that I could just see him just killing them on a fucking whim for no goddamn reason sometimes. So, yeah. All right. What we might do, let's watch part 2. And then I might give me something to eat because I'm starving.
All right, guys, I've seen the comments.
Hold on.
All right, guys, I've seen the comments. Everyone keeps asking, where's Jimmy? What happened to Jimmy? Unfortunately, Jimmy is no longer with us.
Anyway, today's actually looking pretty chill. Greg's fully recovered from the last video. No explosions, no crashes, so we're keeping it simple.
We're just grabbing some parts from maintenance. Nothing crazy today.
No way.
Remember me? Jimmy?
Guys, we are currently being chased by Jimmy. Yes, that Jimmy. He's alive. And apparently really fast.
Why is he so fast? He got crushed by crates.
I think we lost him.
I think he got power.
We need to tell Vader. Like right now.
No, you need to go get Vader.
So, we've got a big problem.
Shit.
Explain.
Okay, we told Vader, and now we're taking him to see Jimmy.
Oh, nah, you guys on your own on this one.
Wait, what?
Well, there goes Vader.
He didn't even try.
All right, so as y'all saw in the last video, yeah, Jimmy's back. If we don't stop him, he's gonna take everyone out.
We're gonna need a plan.
All right, if we're gonna stop Jimmy, we're gonna need everything we can carry.
What? The only possible plan is for you two buffoons to just pussyfoot around and get lucky a whole bunch of times, and hopefully Jimmy kills himself. Because if Vader's not gonna help, that was your ace and it's gone. Oh Lord.
Bro, this thing weighs more than a Star Destroyer.
Move fast. He's out there.
Okay, we tracked Jimmy's signal to this sector.
You sure this place ain't haunted?
No, but I am sure Jimmy's been here. Look at this. We'll set the trap right here. If he's coming back, we'll be ready.
Yo, it's just little shit like that that makes me laugh. Especially when I remember that it's AI. Dude, you sure this place ain't haunted? It's not even haunted.
Set. Remember me.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh my god.
That trap did not work.
I love how he just like keeps surviving, but he doesn't kill him. He just runs up to him and is like, "What's up?"
We're out of options. You gotta get reinforcements.
I'm not leaving you.
I'll hold him off. Go.
Greg, don't die.
Oh shit.
Okay, we got reinforcements. If Greg's still holding them off, we hit hard and we end this. Greg.
Holding them? I thought it was just one.
We're coming. Greg? He's down.
Remind me never to underestimate you again. You took too long.
There's no way you actually took Jimmy down by yourself.
I know, man. I don't even know how it happened. Something just kicked in.
You defeated Jimmy? Alone?
I don't know how. Something just took over.
Curious.
Greg, your survival against Jimmy was unexpected.
I will need to monitor you closely. There may be something within you, a power you're not yet aware of.
Dude, no way Vader thinks you low-key have force powers.
Yeah, bro, like, that's kind of crazy.
We should totally test that out, see if you actually got it.
I don't know.
What should we try? So, guys, today we're testing
I don't know. I think that may have been a fluke, but yeah.
Greg's force abilities, seeing if he actually has them. All right, Greg, you ready?
I do like how like the AI is, or maybe it was just programmed this way, but their uniforms are dirty from day to day. Like, so in this is dirty, but the very next day the uniforms are clean.
So guys, today we're testing Greg's force abilities, seeing if he actually has them. All right, Greg, you ready?
Let's do it!
Okay, so maybe not yet.
All right, guys, so we're packing up. Why? Because Greg might actually be force sensitive. We're heading to some forest planet for a full-on training arc. No Death Star. All right, we're officially en route to the training planet.
Oh.
Greg, just please don't crash the ship this time.
All right, we've
Why
landed.
did we
Greg didn't crash, which is already a win. This place is wild. If Greg's got force potential, this is where we'll find out. All right, Greg, clear your mind. Feel the force. Lift the rock.
Oh, God.
Wrong rock!
Oh,
All right,
God.
guys, something's happening. I think Greg's actually doing it. Bro, you're actually doing it. Okay, yeah, you've got something. All right, that's enough training for today.
Facts.
Tomorrow, we either unlock the force or Greg launches himself into the air again.
Morning, guys.
Well,
Today's the day Greg masters his powers. It's actually been a couple weeks. I just haven't been recording because it's been slow. All right, Greg, let's see if you can actually lift this thing. Yo, no way. He's actually doing it.
I'm him.
All right, guys, after 5 months out here, we're finally packing up. Greg's fully trained and ready to go.
Did you hear
Yo, he was like, he was like, I'm him.
Yo, no way. He's actually doing it.
I'm him.
All right, guys, after 5 months out here, we're finally packing up. Greg's fully trained and ready to go.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Never mind. I must be tripping. I knew I heard something.
Wait. Oh, shit. Use the Force.
Why is it always us? Dude, this is your chance. Use your powers, Greg.
All right. I got this.
All right, Greg, now or never.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, that went great.
Yep, that went horrible. Oh.
Yo, where did this guy come from?
He just one-shots him like that.
There he is. I got him.
Wait, Greg! Are you serious? That's the Jedi who just saved us.
Ugh, he looked kind of evil from this angle. I've been the one faking your Force powers. I just hated the Greg slander, wanted to prove them wrong.
But now I see, Greg, you really are an idiot.
He died telling the truth.
Well, guys, in the last video, Greg accidentally shot the Jedi that's been helping us. Apparently, he was a fan of the vlogs. Said Greg got too much hate and wanted to make him look cool.
I didn't mean to.
All right, guys, so after all that Jedi stuff...
Who's giving Greg hate? Greg's the most hilarious one. Granted, albeit he stays on his ass half the time, but that's what makes the character fantastic.
We're finally back on normal duty. We got assigned to a mission on Naboo. No idea what it is yet. Probably something boring.
Before we leave, though, we're hitting the Stormtrooper bar. 1 round for the Jedi.
To the Jedi. Didn't catch his name, but he saved our lives. And then Greg blasted him.
Who was that Jedi supposed to be? Was that supposed to be Anakin? No. Luke, I mean. Was that supposed to be Luke? I couldn't tell. It damn sure almost looked like Anakin, though. Like, prior to him turning into Vader. But I'm guessing that was Luke. It didn't really... Whatever. You killed your only ally. Well, you did have an ally in Jimmy, but you got him killed, and he turned to a zombie. And then you killed your actual ally. Idiots,
he was
bro.
an enemy, bro. My bad. But yeah, to the Jedi.
That's the strongest drink we've got. 1 sip of this, and you'll be seeing things for days.
Oh.
Nah, I'm different.
Yep.
All right, we're heading to the ship after a couple drinks. Hey, Greg, you good?
Yeah, man, I'm fine. Those drinks ain't shit.
He's gonna fall over.
This is gonna go great.
He's gonna fall over.
You sure you can drive?
Of course I can drive.
We're gonna die.
Greg, this isn't Naboo.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naboo doesn't usually have lava lakes, bro.
Well, we're here now.
Greg, come on, man. You brought us to the wrong planet.
Dude, did that just come out your helmet?
I'm fine-ish. I'm chilling.
All right, guys, last vid, Greg got drunk and demanded the keys.
I'm locked in.
We're so screwed.
Greg! Bro, you're flying! Oh no, he's asleep. Greg, wake the fuck up. We're gonna crash again.
Snoring.
Bro, you're literally asleep at the wheel.
Greg, we crashed, bro.
Oh, shoot, I was just resting my eyes for a minute.
And then, what did you crash into?
Bro, you crashed into a royal palace.
Oh, shit.
Like I said, bro, I was just resting my eyes for a minute.
A minute?
We need to run, now.
Bro, y'all traveled in time, I think. I feel. Quite possibly.
Agreed. You can't just crash a palace and leave. Okay, we're hiding, again.
Like I said, I was just resting my eyes for a minute.
Oh my
Bro!
God.
That's like the 5th time you've said that.
All right, guys, new plan. We blend in. Nobody suspects 2 regular dudes in hats and mustaches.
Right?
I think we nailed this.
Good day, sir.
Bro, what was that voice?
Shut up. It worked.
Hey, you seen 2 stormtroopers around here?
Stormtroopers?
Holy shit.
Nah, haven't seen any. Guys.
That is true AI. Like, no pun intended. Like, that's so funny. That's so funny to me. Because, like...
Voice.
Shut up. It worked.
Hey, you seen 2 stormtroopers around here?
Stormtroopers? Nah, haven't seen any. Guys, we just got arrested.
Well, how'd you 2 little sweet cheeks end up in here?
The fuck?
Oh, no.
His name's gotta be Tank.
Guys, we're out of the cell. And man, when I say some crazy shit happened to Greg, I mean some crazy shit happened.
I saw things, bro.
Yeah.
Guys, so apparently because we kind of
I don't know if y'all got that subtle that subtle. I think Greg got fucked, man.
Crazy shit happened.
I saw things, bro.
Guys, so apparently because we kind of sort of blew up part of the palace, the guards gave us this punishment mission. They said we have to investigate this abandoned house. I mean, what's so bad about it? Seems easy to me.
I don't like this already.
All right, guys, next vid, we're investigating this house. Greg's doing some research on it now, and he'll fill you in on everything next video.
Yeah, this place is low-key haunted as fuck.
All right, guys, if you missed the last video, me and Greg got hit with a punishment. We're investigating this sketchy abandoned house. Greg's doing some research. What did you find out?
Dude, says like 300 people have died in this place, all mysteriously.
Cool, so super chill vibes.
Oh, and it used to belong to a Sith Lord, so that's probably nothing.
Yeah, we're gonna die in there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so we're starting the investigation. Here's what we're working with.
We got an EMF reader, a spirit box, and a thermal scanner.
All right, first test. If there's any spirit here, do you want to make yourself known?
Get y'all's fuck asses out of my house, especially that dumbass.
Bro, what did I do?
Did it just say, get y'all's fuck asses out of my house?
Okay, maybe that was just the wind, or like radio interference.
And he meant specifically Greg too, I think.
Let's try the EMF reader next.
Okay, it's red. It's red. That's not normal, right?
Nah, bro, that's like final boss levels of haunting.
Shit, that's a strong fucking ghost.
You hear that?
Bro, I swear to God, I think the ghost just grabbed my ass.
Dude, I think the ghost Loki wants you.
Maybe it's a freaky ghost.
All right.
Oh my God.
One more time. Let's just ask it straight up.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, what does it want with us?
All right, if there's a spirit here, what do you want with us?
I want Greg's dick.
Bro, did it just say it wants my dick?
Oh, hell no! This is a freaky-ass ghost!
God damn, that's so good. That is so good. I just feel like this is so in character, because they're just dumb, bro. They remind me of two privates in the military. The way they behave, the way they act, how they haven't been court-martialed yet, or at the very least sentenced to death for their I don't know, man, just everywhere they go, they fuck something up, man. Their missions never go good, ever, at all, and they just keep getting chance after chance after chance. Like, our punishment is this mission that we're more than likely gonna fuck up, but in that case, maybe Command was hoping that they died to this ghost or something, but still, it's just they remind me of two privates in the military. Just fucking off. Somehow it works though. Man, that's great. I'm so down to watch more of these. All right. That was so worth it. Oh, Helldivers vlogs. Oh my God. Dude, sooner or later it's gonna be nothing but AI vlogs. That's it. That is fucking it. Okay. Guys, gals, I'm out. I'm starving. I'm gonna get something to eat. After, I'm gonna edit what we did here so I can upload. And then tomorrow we will most definitely be live on Twitch. We'll be doing music. I think there's a new song by Joyner Lucas that I want to listen to that caught my attention. I think this morning. I think it's by Joyner Lucas. Anyways, yeah, I'm out. Go get something to eat. And I just got to do shit around the house. But if you don't need anything, hit me up. You can DM me. If you have requests that you want to put in for tomorrow or the next day, feel free to put them in. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for the memberships earlier. And the subs lately and all the donations lately. I appreciate it. Thank you. And on that note, I'm out. Love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.